welcome back. It's been a week. Week off! It's exciting! So, we are back. One thing we will show you first, because we'll do it, and then we'll get into the roundup and the story, is a little joint collaboration. Hayward designed you all little minis.
Ooh.
And that's part of what the printing and painting has been doing. I don't know if this is going to be good enough camera to look at them in. So we've got
Dylan, obviously.
Dylan.
With a Molotov.
With a Molotov. You've got old Lieutenant Graves.
Nice.
Nice. Got a little pistol. The Angry Man with a hammer. I mean, there's two Angry Men with hammers. That's John.
Nice.
Oh, Dan, you. I think Hayward decided for some reason that you
Just give it
She's on your knees.
on your knees. Whatever that's for.
So many jokes.
The homeless man himself, Matthew Marr. So you've got colours underneath as well. Oh, I think you all have. Dan's is like grey. And then the murderer.
Ultra.
There he is.
Am I wearing? I'm wearing an apron.
You're wearing. Well, it's a leather apron, so I've made it kind of. It's still cooking, and you're a bit dirty from there. So yeah, you all have. So you all have colours as well. So hopefully that'll help. But yeah, Hayward sent them through, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, we're gonna print some minis. Let's go, baby!"
Very nice.
So we've been printing and painting minis.
Look at Hayward doing work. Shit, He should have made mod instead of Heth.
Well, now you have to bring them out with Hef. But no, it's good. They're good. That I'll get closer photos of them and send them to you guys so you can see what they are. But yeah, I thought if I paint the bases, that might help in combat because you'll have a colour each.
Yeah.
So you can
makes
move them
sense.
around. So hopefully that helps. But we go pick up from where we left off 2 weeks ago. So half of you were back at the school, the Winslow High School, and that was Luke, John. No, there's more of you, right? Dan. Sorry, not Dan. Beth and Dylan. And you'd driven back in your.
Susie was there as well.
Susie was there. Susie was already there. Yeah. Driven back in your newly acquired pussy wagon, the Ford Galaxy, as we're saying it looks like now. And as you were leaving, Lieutenant Graves and Matthew went back to the pub to try and convince the guys you bumped into, Liam, Greg, and Laura, that they would be better coming with you back to the Winslow School rather than waiting it out in the pub for whatever was to blow over or something to happen. So kind of done that on your own. You then, without the car, decided to walk home and make your way back to the Winslow High School. Throughout the rest of the day, you went and one, you got the car. Two, you went through the kind of residential home that was within within Padbury, and cleared out the rest of Padbury. Half of it you'd done the time before, and you kind of cleared out in the rest of the day the residential zone, the garage, got yourself a car, got yourself some loot, Beth got himself a little shopping trolley. That was lovely. And then you've made your way back. So we will start, I suppose, with Matthew and Graves making their way back into the Winslow School.
We go over to the others first.
Because
Dave's got technical issues.
Oh, we can go to the others first then. Oh, I did a short intro. He's lost his mic straight away. Cool.
Sound issues.
Oh, sound. Brilliant.
Sounds like a problem.
Well, I didn't have the technical issues, so that's good. Cool. So you guys that are in then, do you want to pick up the conversation from where you were? It's getting to the like late evening. You've just cleared out another town. You found some survivors. You have heard that from Matthew, I think, before you jumped in the car, that they were going to be that Graves was going to try and bring them back, and you guys are kind of waiting them to arrive. Susie's there as well. She has just been keeping the place like on lookout, making sure nothing's there, and she has nothing really to report. Again, just was taking notes, but hasn't found anything else because she has no further details. So yeah, I suppose if there's anything you guys want to pick up between yourselves.
So where the hell are we going to put all these guys? If he does bring them back.
He's definitely gonna bring them back.
Yeah, but you think he'll come? I mean, they seem pretty sat in the pub.
I mean, there's places in town, I guess. They don't have any bedding or reliable furniture, but there's not enough space here.
No, not really. Not fair. I mean, what's that going to put us to? 10? Something like that. I mean, could barely fit us like in here.
I mean, shit, you wanted to stay in the pub. We can always send you back there.
Stay in a pub sounds good to me.
I'm more concerned about the smell. It's going to smell really bad. I mean, when was the last time any of you washed?
I mean, it's
Well,
a
in
good job we
Matthew's
got that
case-
window broken.
I was about to say, in Matthew's case, I don't think he's ever fucking washed.
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's something we'll have to figure out, isn't it?
And we've lost power, haven't we?
It seems that way. I mean, I picked up a couple of candles, but that's not going to do much.
How many candles?
2?
Oh, not 4 then.
No, not 4 candles now.
Shit, if you're really worried about the smell, I'll just smoke some more weed in here.
I don't think that'll improve the smell.
So who's going to make this fire then?
Well, I'll give it a go, and I take the tea bag, a couple of tea bags that have been used and kind of just left out on the side to dry because I work on the base there if one's a scrubby herber. And then I'll try and give it a go. I don't quite know what I'm doing. I'll borrow. I'll ask. Oh, can I borrow a lighter, Dylan?
I mean, you can trade me for one.
I mean, you can start the fire then, I guess.
I mean, this ain't gonna be no fucking fire, man. Look at you with a couple of PG tips.
I found a box of matches. You can use those.
How? Okay.
I mean, you can try. I mean, you're using tea bags, so I'm not holding that much luck.
After the teabag talk, I go back to where the box that I found the tea bags in, and I pull the new tea bags out on the side and just take the cardboard box instead.
Okay.
Do we have any wood scraps?
You probably got some, not like dry wood, but you probably would have had some bits that you can salvage from when you took apart tables and stuff before.
Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of scraps. I'm just going to go out the thing. What's my survival? +1. Okay, we can work with this.
So, are we gonna go out and watch and try this? I haven't seen any entertainment since the TV's turned off.
Yeah, it sounds like a laugh.
Sounds good to me.
I say.
So you're gonna take a campfire out at the front, at the back,
Yeah, out the front.
out the front.
And because of all the grass and stuff, I'm going to try and do it on like the concrete path that comes up to the school. And I'm going to kind of rearrange. I'm going to put like the scraps of wood in like a triangle, not like a pyramid shape, like a triangle.
Right on the floor, just like a
No, like upwards,
Ah, okay.
almost
Is
like a
Not like a pyramid shape.
Is that
no,
to
not
represent PG
four
tips?
sides, just 2 sides.
Just two sides leaning against each other. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going to put the cardboard. I'm going to put like the cardboard underneath,
Mhm.
and put like the rest of the scraps next to the cardboard, and I'm going to take them out. I'll be like, can I have those matches?
Sure, here you go. I light a cigarette with one of the matches and throw the box over to Beth.
I take the match that's been used as well and kind of add it to my pile, like a crow building a nest. And then I'm going to attempt to light the cardboard and see what happens.
Okay. So you've got 2 pieces of wood leaning against each other.
Yeah, cardboard at the bottom.
Cardboard at the bottom. And you're gonna just light that.
Scrap bits of wood on top,
Yeah.
and a couple of tea bags just thrown in for good measure.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and light the cardboard.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
Roll a survival check.
With disadvantage?
No, just roll a survival check.
This is ridiculous.
Yep.
9.
9. Okay. So you set it all up, and who's outside watching, or did you?
All of us.
All of us. Oh,
Like,
all of it.
like an actual show. So as you're all sat around, you see, and it looks like Beth knows what he's doing. He's put the bits together, and you're like, okay, maybe he's setting it all up. Lights the match, lights the cardboard. The cardboard takes the light, and you're like, yes. And what you find is it burns, and it starts to burn into the wood. And then you realise, and the rest of you watching will realise this as well, is that this might burn, but all you've got there is a cardboard box and some tea bags and 2 small bits of wood.
No, there's bits of wood on top of the cardboard.
2 bits of wood on top of cardboard.
No, like...
Oh, more
after
bits
the
of wood. You said
scraps.
there's 2 bits of wood.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
but like, yeah. There's other scraps on top
I was
as
like,
well.
you're just going to
Of,
burn
like,
it out in 2 seconds.
the
Okay.
main bit.
Okay. So it takes the cardboard goes and it starts to burn out there. There's a lot of smoke kicking off of it, and it doesn't smell too nice. This is like treated
Not
wood
even with
that
the
you
tea
bought from
bags.
Not even with the tea bags. You just made that up. That doesn't count. So the fire starts to burn, and you guys get mildly impressed. There's a small fire going, but it does look like it's going to need more wood if you want to keep it going for longer than this thing burning out in about 10-15 minutes. It's not a fire. It's just something that's been set on fire in the middle of a pathway or the driveway. But there is a fire there.
See, I told you I could do it.
It's the most fucking anemic looking fire I've ever seen.
Well, you do better.
That thing ain't gonna last very long. We should probably get some more wood.
Send old Happy over there.
I mean, I think you're talking
I'm
about
looking
me,
at
right? Hey, look, I'm not eating anything that this fucker cooks on this fire anyway, so you guys sort it out.
That works for me.
Let's go break some branches off those trees.
I don't use the branches. They'll be wet. It will make more smoke.
So, what exactly do you want us to use?
There might be more scraps. And I go look for more scraps.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna look as well.
Okay, cool.
I roll a spliff.
Nice. Do we know where Dave is?
Hello.
Ah, you back? Okay. I was
Hi.
checking before. I was like, are we going to make up some game here? What are we going to set on fire? Okay, cool.
Have you seen what Kinsey's just put in the Discord?
Actually,
I don't mean to interrupt, but it's just so funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Okay, good.
Anyway, go ahead.
That was Dave. You were back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Cool. So these guys, you guys all gone off to try and find different scraps, and I think those that are outside, you'll find bits, and Beth's right, you'll find bits of sticks and brack, and you can try and pull some branches off, but they're fresh. It's like early spring, so the trees are still growing. So anything you pull off there isn't going to have too much of an effect. But going through the back room, you do start to find some bits and bobs, little things that can be burnt, that are parts of like poles out of whatever else. There's odds and sods that wouldn't be useful for much else, but you think if you snap them down, and they feel like they've been in this back room for a while, so you can build up enough firewood on there, you reckon, to keep yourself going at least for the night. And at this time, you'll kind of I suppose you would probably see a bit of the smoke starting to rise up, Matthew and Lieutenant Graves, as you kind of come round into Winslow and start making your way up the pathway towards the school, noticing that some smoke's out, so the guys have been busy as you arrive back home, essentially.
I turn to Matt and just say, is this another fire to let me know that they've gone somewhere else?
I can only hope that it's a good fire, not a bad fire. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
That's true. It's just round here, guys, anyway. We're about 2 minutes away.
And you're still between Greg and yourself. Lieutenant Graves, you'll be carrying Laura as she has a kind of sprained ankle, so can't put any weight on that ankle at the moment. So you've been passing back towards her as you make your way back in. And they appear like still a bit of trepidation on their faces. You had to convince them to come with you. They had heard the story from Starbuck about the person that had met that had been run over, that had been sent off to the medical centre. That you guys had kind of admitted to it quite openly and showed no real remorse from those that they had conversations with. So yeah, you can see there's a bit of nerves on their face as they approach the school. As for the same time, you guys come back to the fire with your bits and bobs.
So home sweet home for now. Say with like a smile on my face, just to try and be as warm as possible with him. I'll tell you what, I'll carry you through, Laura, and get you to see Susie. She might be able to help a little bit with the ankle.
That'd be great, thanks.
So I'll just kind of walk through, like not really, just maybe like nodding at people as I'm there.
Yep.
And just walk through to the back room that Susie's usually holed up in.
Yep.
For fuck's sake, I knew it.
Yeah, you're right.
Perfect. Does anyone want to pick up with anybody or okay? Cool. So you come up to Susie, and pass Laura over to her, and she thanks you. Sits Laura down and goes through it with her, and just kind of thanks you, Lieutenant Graves, but then just concentrates on her, sits her in well, actually, just be probably on the floor because you've not got that much around her. She does throw at you though. She goes, Graves, you guys are probably going to want these for the fire, and throws you two, like camping fishing chairs, the ones that like fold out with the drinks holders at the sides. Throws you two of those to take out to the front, and then sits down, takes Laura's boot off and starts working on just giving her a medical and a check out there.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anything that I can help out with here before I go? Are you doing okay?
No, I'm good. Yep, just been keeping watch. Like I say, no one's come by, not heard anything. It seems like you guys had a busy day with finding these friendly people. So no, it's all quiet here, but we'll catch up later on the events of the day.
No problem. It sounds good. Just to let you know, I don't know if you've noticed, but the power has gone in most of the buildings from when we were traveling around. Just kind of stand up and go to use the light, press the light switch to see if it works.
Yeah, I think. No bueno, no light.
So I presume the same thing is with like the gas as well. So I think that's why the fire's been set up. So come and grab some food in a little bit. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Luke's cooking to go around.
I've heard so many good things, but yes. So let me look after Laura here. We'll get her bandaged up, and then we'll be out and join you guys.
Sounds good.
So out the front, you'll have Liam and Greg, who kind of just stood around staring at the fire, the way men tend to gravitate towards fire, just waiting kind of to speak with anyone that come around, not really knowing where to go or where to stand. But yeah, we'll just be camped up by the fire for now.
So, you two fuckers, you didn't want to stay in that pub of yours?
Well, no, we spoke to the lieutenant there, and he said he would that we'd be better off here with you guys. So he put quite the compelling case, clearly, as we've left. But yeah, safety numbers and all.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, I mean, it worked before, right? You guys must have seen some action. You kind of sprang to help. I'm not sure many people would have done that.
Yeah, it wasn't my choice.
Am I here at this point?
Yeah, if you want to be back.
Say Dylan hasn't seen the action. Not from way back where he's been. See.
Yeah, I only saved 2 people's lives,
I don't think it's a point-scoring game right now, is it? We myself, Greg, and definitely Laura, are very grateful that you guys turned up when you did. Because, yeah, like you say, we might not have been here otherwise. It seems like you have, as a group have struck on something quite good. So yeah, I know, as long as we're willing to be useful, we're helpful wherever we can. We're not here to kind of to steal your resources, to take up space. We're willing to put in work where it's required. So honestly, just whatever you need from us.
Who mentioned stealing resources? I cut my eyes at them.
Why'd you cut your eyes?
Yeah. No one mentioned stealing resources, but there's, you can sometimes pick up on tones. I've been a teacher for a long time, so I'm just putting it out there that we're here to help where we are, and like I say, we want to get back and hope that the military can take back that base and we can get to some normality again.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold out on that too long.
You seem very optimistic, which is odd. And also going back to the points thing, you said there's not sort of points for winning, but I made a fire, so I'm winning.
Talking about optimistic, and you're calling that a fire? Fucking hell.
You guys bring anything with you?
We only our bags, and they both show that they've got the same drawstring bags from the base. No, we myself, I'm a teacher in kind of the county over. So we're evacuated, and Greg and Laura here were evacuated from the airport, brought straight in. So unfortunately, no, we have just what the army provided.
Didn't I ask them if they could bring any of the bedding that they had upstairs?
Oh yeah, they would. Oh yeah, crap you. Between you were carrying some stuff. So yeah, so Greg, and he's still kind of holding it now. He's just like hugging a bunch of duvets and bedding, and he'll just be like, "We got this if you want it."
Right, is that Greg's voice? Can Greg talk to him?
Yeah. But, do you want this bedding?
Yeah, Greg, follow me. I'll show you where to set up your beds.
As they're leaving, I kind of call over. Just stay away from my sofa.
You should piss on that thing to mark your territory.
Maybe I already have.
It would not surprise me.
I just turn to Grave and say, we're a bit
And
low
then
in space.
I kind of sit down next to the fire and just kind of every now and then just kind of poke it for fresh bit.
Added new bits of woods in, yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of staring into the flames.
So I'll turn up probably just as just as I've been told that, just as kind of John says that to me.
Yeah.
I'll pass out. I'll just bring out like 2 camping chairs and probably one of the wooden chairs that might be inside still, just so, as if kind of people are still sat around. Yeah, I know we're short on space at the moment, but I know it'd be better if everyone's together. In that pub, they weren't safe with the broken windows. I know there's a place not too far that'll be a little bit bigger, probably allow us to have kind of multiple rooms rather than just being holed up in a single hall. To be fair, it's probably a little bit closer as the crow flies to here than Padbury was, so it shouldn't take too long to go. I'm thinking of trying to get hold of the captain when I check in with him tonight to see if he can provide any vehicle just to kind of help people get over there, or if we want to go and scout it tomorrow and then try and get in touch with him and go from there. I'm aware of the space situation.
Yeah, I mean, if we collect more people, we're definitely going to need somewhere, or multiple places anyway.
Yeah, space wasn't a problem until you started bringing back every fucking stranger you see.
Hey, it's either that or we have to fight them off when they turn into whatever the fuck we've been fighting.
Hey, look, this ain't Pokemon, man. You don't have to collect them all.
Yeah, but I'd sooner collect them all than kill them all when they've turned.
Shit, treat them like that old man we found before. Just kill them before they turn.
But then they turn afterwards anyway.
But do we know that?
I'd sooner have them on side than risk it.
Also, can you pass me that chair? And I kind of point to the wooden chair.
Yeah, pass it over.
Thank you for bringing more firewood. And I start taking it apart.
Okay, nice. I was like, what? Oh, shit. Cool. Liam kind of you can see he's taken lead from Lieutenant Graves in, again, the situation that feels a little uneasy, but happy that both Greg and Laura are inside. And about this time, Susie will come out after she's giving you the chairs to kind of sit with you guys as you're outside in the fire. She'll be like, Graves, we've got Laura's all wrapped up. She's just a sprain, no other damage, which is good. So she should make a full recovery. She'll be able to put weight on it probably tomorrow, but we won't want to push her if we don't have to. And good news that we found some more survivors out there, right? So if we can get hold of the army, find out what's going on, maybe we can move on. But I heard you guys talking, and yeah, we might need to maybe look at either changing where we're living or upgrading what we've got here. I saw that young man brought in some bedding, but we might need some better accommodation if we're going to stay here a little longer.
No, there's basically what I'm thinking is, I'll run it by you guys as well while we're all here. Like, there's two, like, Horwood towns, one of which is near where the medical bay was that the gentleman got taken to that we've spoken about. But I think that, if I remember rightly, there's like some sort of stately home just to the south of them, kind of in between us and them, that should probably be a little bit bigger. That will be a little bit bigger, should I say? That will have like some sort of grounds around it to make things a little bit better than what we've got here.
Why would we need grounds if there's a house?
Well, it's if there's any space outside, it makes it easier for us to see if anyone spots us being there. On open ground, it makes it easier for us to see them coming towards us.
I turn to Matthew and say, there you go, Matthew. From homeless to Lord of the Manor.
What a great apocalypse this is, eh? Worked
Yeah,
out perfect for me.
Yeah, you're doing well out of it.
It's the apocalypse.
I'm joking. Just trying to make light of it.
I go back to looking at the fire.
Cool. So that sounds promising then. So you said there's a medical centre to the north as well.
Yeah, from what Liam, Greg, and Laura were saying, someone that they'd spoke to who had gone up to a medical centre near, I think it was Little Horwood. It was one of the two. There's Little and Great Horwood that are right next to each other. And I've lived around here for years, and I still get confused as to which one's which sometimes.
Okay, that's good. No, that's... I mean, medical centre will be, well, one of two things, right? A godsend or the complete opposite of that, because depending on when it, how it's still, if it's still operational, I wonder if the military kind of like goes into her head thinking about bits, and then kind of clicks back and is like, "Where's Starbuck?"
We have no idea. He disappeared.
I thought he was with you.
No, he went with you guys to.
No.
Oh.
With. Wait, what? What?
We checked. We checked the restaurant before we left, before you guys left, and he wasn't there.
So he ran away like a little bitch. All right.
I was expecting you to be happy about this, Dylan, because it's one less person here.
I mean, yeah, until he turns up with other people, like, oh, I know somewhere safe, and there's a bunch of guys there, we can get the jump on them.
Do you think he would attack us?
Shit, I would.
He did leave on his own volition, right? You didn't do anything, or maybe even worse, force him away.
No, he just went off. I assumed when we couldn't find him, he made his way back here.
No, I didn't see him. Didn't hear anything. Okay. Well, that's disturbing. Did anybody else have a roadmap? Because I know he did.
Shit, I ain't got no map.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a plan. For the morning, I'm assuming.
I can try and draw one.
I'm not sure.
Draw with tea bags.
Shit.
And we are near Milton Keynes, so just draw lots of circles.
I'm not sure we're going to hit that many roundabouts without... Oh, no, we do have a vehicle. Anyone got experience driving roundabouts? Or just making jokes about them? Says the DM.
I mean, I'm clearly the best driver here.
But no, I think that's...
You have driven before.
And I forgot, so Liam was at the fire as well. So after hearing kind of the plan and the centre, he'll chip in and say that, fill in again the details for those that didn't know that, yes, that Ian, who was the priest that was knocked over by Dylan, which they found out, he was taken by a few of the other people in their group that all made it out. And there was 3 of them. So Ian and 2 others who made their way towards that medical centre. And they know that it was, in one of the hallwards, which is for where you are.
Just quit talking about fucking Ian. Don't nobody give a shit about Ian. I tell you what, if I see Ian again, I'll fucking hit him with a car again. How about that?
You're a very angry young man.
Fuck Ian.
I think he's just feeling guilty, so he's lashing out.
I don't think Dylan feels guilty about anything, to be honest.
Why is he so angry? It seems misplaced.
Shit, I don't know. Any number of reasons. We don't know his history.
I tell you why, because if somebody fucking finds Ian, this fucking soldier boy over here is going to try and fit him into this room we've got that there's no space for anyone in.
You know what, Dylan? Never mind fuck Ian, fuck you. I've tried to be nice to you and give you little things to make sure that you're a little bit on side, but you're starting to get on my last little gear at the moment. If you're not happy here and happy with what I'm doing, I'll say the same as I've said to everybody else when you were getting robbed. If you don't want to be here, the door's open for everybody.
Hey,
I'm not forcing anyone to stay. I'm not forcing anyone to stay. But if you do want to stay, watch your fucking mouth sometimes, my son.
Hey, you are not in charge of us, soldier boy.
I never said I was in charge of us.
What do you mean?
But you're the one that's causing all the fucking issues.
If you've got a fucking problem, come over here and say it.
I'll stand up. I'm stood up anyway, and I'll just walk over to him.
I draw my knife.
I'm still walking towards you. What are you going to do with that, son?
Take another step. Find out.
I've not stopped walking.
I go to stab him in the stomach.
Nice. Roll attack.
What's attack?
Well, you're trying to hit him, right?
No, I mean, what's the roll? Sorry.
Oh,
I always get this wrong.
It'll be with your knife. It'll be an attack with your knife. So it'll be a D20 plus.
Ready to defend,
Dex,
expecting
Dex.
to do something.
Yep.
D20 plus Dex. All right.
Yep. Plus.
I believe that's a 16.
16. What's your AC?
My AC's 13.
13. So he comes in. Ooh. Roll. You would have been waiting for him to stab, right?
Yeah.
Give me a dex roll for your, because what we're trying to, so as you're walking towards him, you know he's got the knife out, you assume he's going to try and go for something, but you don't want to stop the movement. So
yep.
give me a dex roll, D20 plus your dex modifier for catching it in time so it doesn't.
I'm just looking to basically hit his wrist as he comes forward with it.
So it's
against try and knock it loose.
It's against his 16.
18.
So as Dylan, you stab forward, that's the hand comes across Graves, and he just grabs you. Do you want to grab the wrist or just push the wrist?
I want to basically knock the wrist with enough force to knock it out.
Okay. We'll say you grab the wrist as he's gone across, and then you come pretty much face to face because he's come into you. You've gone across with your say your left hand to his right hand across, and now you would be within kissing distance.
As he grabbed my wrist, am I okay to swing with my other fist? Because the knife is a one-handed weapon.
It depends if you guys want to go into initiative and fight. So, Graves has defended that. I suppose, Graves, what would you be doing after, rather than?
I'd just be going basically, as you said, trying to grab the wrist and then close the distance in. Okay. So we're literally eyes to eyeball to eyeball.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, then roll a unarmed attack.
Oh, if we're eyeball to eyeball, then I'm not swinging.
Yeah, so you've gone forward with the knife, and as he's walking, and he's caught just to move it away from his own body, And now, for him to catch him, move away from his body, you're gonna have to be that close, right? You've got to be in at least an arm's part.
Yeah.
So you are as close. If you're gonna swing for him, you're almost going to like either clock him in the side of the head or grapple him.
No, headbutt.
Okay. Roll an unarmed strike, so it won't be. It'll just be your strength. D20 plus strength.
Just D20 plus strength.
Mm-hmm.
9. That's a bit shit.
So you go for the headbutt. Graves moves his head to the side, and you're almost. I'd say you like Graves. You've got his hand tight, and you are close. You're right up to him. He tried to headbutt you. You've moved. You are now in his face. It's your move essentially.
As a move, am I okay to basically get behind him and grapple him, just to basically calm him down? I'm looking to basically overpower him but not hurt him.
Mm-hmm. You could roll grapple, yeah. Big contested strength. So you're rolling plus strength against his roll plus strength.
22.
Oh.
He's gonna win this. Should I bother rolling?
Yeah. You never know.
Because I've got a -1, so there's no way I can match a 22.
Might get
Yeah, roll a 20.
I mean, I rolled a 1, so 0.
So and for those watching, again, if anyone wanted to jump in, just shout. But yeah, for those watching, you're seeing the backwards and forwards. No one from our side, from my side, is jumping in, and you watch it go down. You watch this has been building, right? And almost the moves as they happen are so quick, with Graves grabbing the arm, the headbutt coming in. As the headbutt comes in, they kind of slide round, and then you've just got your hands round the back. So you've got essentially your arms, Graves, around Dylan's. You've still got the hand on the knife hand, around the wrist, and now you've got the other hand locked in as well across his body. So you've got him in a grapple.
At this point, I'll just go, whoa, just calm down, don't need this. And as sort of Graves got Dylan's arms grappled, I take the knife from Dylan, and I kind of push them both apart. And it's like, we don't need this. No, just calm down, both of you.
Well, you won't be able to push. You can.
Well, I'll be like, sort of like,
yeah, but you'll be.
take the thing, I'm just like, take them both, just calm down.
Do we have any popcorn?
He got a shit fire.
Every now and then I look up and I kind of just keep looking back at the fire, just kind of staring at the fire.
Before I let go, I literally just kind of lean my head forward and whisper into his ear, away from the way that that John's come forward, and just be like I said, if you want to leave, leave. But please, for the love of God, step in line a little bit. Help these guys out. They'll watch your back. And then I'll let go.
I ain't fucking going anywhere. Give me my fucking knife back, Hammer Man.
Is it a flip switchblade or or is it just normal knife?
It's a switchblade at that one.
Okay, I'd fold it back up, I hand over, just stay off his way, stay off each other's way.
If this was a Telltale game, I'd be staring at Lieutenant Graves, and there'd be a message in the corner saying, "Dylan will remember this."
Good reference, I like it. Well, that was brilliant for a little while, wasn't it? So, gents, shall we call that quits for the night and think about taking some watches?
Yeah.
Was Luke going to cook for those that wanted food before we pass out?
Yeah, I can. Is anyone hungry?
No.
Yeah, I'll chuck a ration your way.
I'll give it another go, and I throw him around.
I learned my lesson from last time, right? No, not tonight.
You're going to roll. Okay.
I'll give him one of mine as well.
Okay. So is that 3? Are you putting any in?
Yeah, I'll put one of mine in as well.
I can't remember where I put the fucking thing for it now.
What about the others that have been brought over?
They'll just have. They've still got, I think, 2 days rations left of the one, so they'll just have one of their ration packs.
Yeah, because I gave them 1 day each, didn't I, in the pub?
So they've still had a couple of days left. Cool. So give me a D100 roll, chef.
66.
66. I can't remember where I put the bloody thing. I was tracking how well you were doing. But I think 66 was fine. So 66, you you had how many did you put in? 4.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
You create 4 meals. You don't create any more from it. You don't lose any. 4 meals are well prepared, well cooked. Considering where were you cooking these?
On the fire.
No, well, yeah, I should have made you wrong. Cool. Considering they're fire thrown together meals that they are still ration packs that you're just knocking together with some seasoning and stuff. So it's not like it's that difficult to actually cook. You're just reheating ration packs. But for those that have them, they taste like ration pack food
with a hint of tea.
with a really strange blend. PG tips. But yeah, so you'll get your meals. So make sure everyone knocks off a ration pack.
Yeah.
Those that threw one in, that's it. You just get the one. And then watches for the evening.
I'll look to radio, like while everyone's
Oh, yeah.
deciding, I'll get the radio and look to radio through, but they can sort watches out if they need to.
Yep. So who wants to? So we'll do across. We'll just do 2 watches throughout the night. So we just need 2 people to decide. Are you can do it in pairs?
Yeah, I think we're still doing it pairs.
Yeah.
I'll go first watch.
Cool. Anyone want to go with Matthew?
Yeah, I'll go with it. Yeah.
Cool. Second watch. Anyone? Liam will put his hand up and say, "Guys, wake me up, and I'm happy to take a watch." So yeah, please use.
I'll do the second one.
I suppose all I ask on the watch is you keep the fire going, right? Because that's going to be nippy through the night.
We probably don't have enough wood to keep the fire going, so probably we don't have to watch outside.
Okay, well we'll pick that up. Liam looks around like, oh fuck. This is who I'm going to watch with. Okay, so you want to get hold of? I'll try the radio to Garrison.
Yep. I presume it's roughly around the right time.
Yeah.
I don't know if the school has a clock in it.
It would do just have like a big one, battery powered one of those annoying ones. So you probably want to take the battery out at some point.
Or move it into another room.
Yeah, that's the battery out, so you lose track of time. That's what you want.
So yeah, take the radio and go for a walk down the path a little bit towards the road. In fact, no, walk around the back of the school.
Yep.
And just kind of be away from people just while I radio through to him.
Cool. What you want to convey?
So,
Should we
press
check
the
this
button.
working?
Captain Garrison, come in.
That was bad of me. I went to take a drink at the wrong time.
Captain Garrison, hello.
Hello, Graves.
Yep.
Oh, good to hear your voice. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad. We picked up a few more people from Padbury who were housed up in the pub there, but the windows were all smashed in. It wasn't safe for them to stay there. I'm actually wondering if you can help us or send someone who can tomorrow.
Tomorrow is going to be a no-go. Good work on grabbing more survivors, though. That is what we want. We found a couple of other units that had been that were the north side of the dual carriageway. We will be making our way into the Buckingham site at some point during either the night time of tomorrow or the daytime the day after. So we cannot spare anyone now, but we're hoping that in a few days' time we'll be back on site. I'll give you the okay, and you can bring the guys up, or we'll send vehicles out. But right now, not good. But good news, we did find some more of the regiment that were stationed or found themselves stationed north of the dual carriageway.
Even if it's just the morning, just with a normal car, because we're going to have to move out of here over here any longer. I understand that we might want to push it and hopefully take it, but I'm just thinking just in case measures to make sure people are on side.
Okay.
Crowd control, we're going to need more space. I know from being local, there's a place called Horwood House that's not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
But to get everyone up, we've got one car, but we might just need another one, just one person with a Jeep. Or you can get them to drive it down and I'll come and drop them off again afterwards with you and then just use the Jeep for that one day.
So good info on the house. The mission stays the same. If you can hold out, it's only a couple of days. Do what you can with those guys. Like I say, a couple of uncomfy night sleeps for 2 nights to get us back into this site. That is still the number one priority. Like I say, the materials and the weapons that are at that Buckingham site, we need to take. So keep up the exploring. Keep getting keep the morale high within the guys. But we still need to keep the plan in place for us to take this site. And then we'll come and collect people. Do what you can to keep them placated for that long, at least.
I don't think I made myself clear. We're moving. We're going to try and move towards Horwood House tomorrow. There is not the room to house even the 6 of us that were here before.
Okay.
If I don't move tomorrow with the guys that are here, now there's about 10 of us, people are going to start leaving. I don't want that to happen.
I would strongly advise against moving unless you have a safe home. We've seen some not good stuff in the surrounding villages, so just be careful. We'll leave it in your hands. But if you do move and get up, you need to let us know where you're set up, because when we send out vehicles, we're going to need to know where to pick you up from.
Will do. I'll check in same time tomorrow.
Okay. Good luck.
You too. Graves out.
Sweet.
Just turn it off.
So, first watch.
Oh, just before we go to watches, as Graves comes back round, and I assume into the building at some point, I'm just keeping an eye out surreptitiously for where he places that radio, where he leaves it, does he keep it on him, what he does with it.
Okay. Cool. So, those of you that are there, watch me off.
I walk back in and pack a bag.
Okay.
I'm going on a walk.
Okay. Cool. So those that have eaten, you finish your meals, you settle down. Those that are taking first watch, either outside. You've got some chairs outside with a tiny little fire that might stay up for a few hours longer, or you can take watch inside and wait. But if we're ready to sleep, we will go into the first watch. Are you going to leave during the first watch?
I was going to leave during the night. So it's basically then, like, if anyone asks me any questions, I was going to go, like, ask around, actually, and be like, has anyone got a spare torch or anything like that, guys? I know we can't stay here. I'm going to go check out this Horwood House. It's no longer than, like, an hour and a half away.
I think Dylan has one.
Nope, I traded you my spare torch. Don't you remember?
You didn't.
Oh, no, it wasn't you. It was fucking John. Shit. Everyone looks the fucking same to me.
Yeah, I've got a torch, but no, just keep a watch here. I think we need the torch. You don't have to go out for a walk.
No problem. We need to move soon, so I need to go get it checked out. I ain't sleeping tonight either way.
You shouldn't be going out there on your own.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't advise that.
Y'all keep watch.
Just as he's leaving, as I've been paying attention, does he take the radio with him or does he leave it behind?
Yes, it's in my bag. It's always on my bag that's on my back.
Cool. Do you want to settle, as they guys are settling for the first watch, everyone else is going down, you want to leave?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Who's on first watch?
Me and Matthew.
Okay, cool. So can you, between one of you, either one with advantage or both individually, roll a d20 for me, a perception check?
Natural 20.
Ooh.
I'll just stick with that then, shall we?
Well, you can roll something. Cool. So you see, and Graves, were you just going to... So where are you... Oh, we'll come back to your walk. So you see Graves walk down the pathway as he ends. You've got the car in, you're settled down, big blowout has just happened, and you kind of sink into the kind of quiet and realise that, it's like, okay, this is the night, it's a bit of peace, listen out. It feels very calm. And again, that notion of no sound, no cars, you can't hear any aeroplanes. There's now no lights. So you can see the odd flicker of light as you look out across the town. A few more as you look towards, and now you realise you can look towards the Milton Keynes city itself. And you see a few lights in there, but again, no huge buildings lit up, just the odd little torchlight here and there as you're looking out. And then as you're sitting in and the cold starts to come in, the only thing you really notice is, whilst it's peaceful and kind around you, you notice John's suffering a bit more from the cold. And you're like, oh, it's a bit of a chill going on. Like, you can feel him see him moving his hands and just trying to keep himself a bit more warm. And you're like, you notice it's cold, but it's not that cold. So, but other than that, the peace and quiet is the thing that gets you most. That where there would ordinarily have been car sounds or lights going, everything else is just deathly quiet and kind of pitch black.
Oh, it's eerily quiet out here now.
Is it me or is it a bit chilly tonight?
I don't think it's that bad. You're right.
Like, I guess it's just exhaustion, you know. When I'm really tired, I just get cold, and you know, even when it's not cold, it must just be that it's been a eventful day.
We've had a rough couple of days. Oh, fuck me, that at the end there, Jesus Christ.
I know.
I mean, it was bound to happen. Yeah, but I didn't expect it to be Graves.
No, I thought if anything was going to be me and Dylan getting into it. But you know, I kind of get the, you know, Graves is, I know he's a soldier and that, but he's not. There's no need here.
I know, but still, yeah.
I mean, Dylan going for him with a knife. Yeah, that's Dylan. I think we should seems just take a watch. How about one of those beers we brought back?
Yeah, nice joke. But do you know what? I got something a bit heavier than that. I crack open one of the big bottles that I got in my bag of vodka. Just take a swig, pass it on to John.
Cheers. That's one way to warm up.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking needed.
So, how come you guys came back with them? I thought they were staying there.
I don't know. In the tight space of me coming talking to you guys and getting back there, Graves managed to persuade him.
I mean, I'm kind of torn. I mean, me and you are kind of in the same boat, but at the same time, it's more resources to share around. There's more space to find.
It is.
I don't know.
I mean, as he said, they're willing to help out. If they're willing to help out, then that could help us as well. You know, if you've got people like Dylan looking after himself only, if these guys are willing to actually help and look after people, then they could be useful.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of complicates things because, you know, now if we're going to move, we're going to have to take 2 chips in the car, and it's I don't know. I don't know whether I like it yet or not. I can see both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but we could just try and keep everyone on side as much as we can.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes, but I think we're going to have to keep Dylan and Graves apart from each other.
I mean, I assume that's why he's so adamant he wants to go tonight. It's not a smart idea at all, but...
No.
Who are we to stop him here? He's going to go either way.
Yeah, I guess so. So, do we notice anything about our watch? Do we hear anything?
No, not as you finish your watch. So you wake up Beth and Liam to pick up on the second watch. Like the only things you really notice, like say, the deathly quiet as you go through. So as they're waking up and you do the changeover of guard, Lieutenant Graves, you've made your way through Winslow, and you're now on the road that you've not used to exit before, on your way down the country roads towards Hallwood. And you know that you'd have to go through Hallwood and then get into, and then take another road to make it into the actual house itself.
Yep. I'm fully like taking my time, like I'm not rushing to get there. Just trying to be as quiet as possible. knowing exactly where my gun is, where my knife is, and just going through, just generally taking my time, trying to be as aware as my surroundings as possible.
Are you going by torchlight, or are you going by like night vision and then?
I don't have a torchlight, so it'll be. I don't have a torch, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going by night vision.
Yep.
Or lack thereof. Perfect. Okay, so you make your way out. You know it to be about a 45-minute journey as you're walking down. Can you give me a perception roll with disadvantage, please? Because it is pitch black. So you're going by mainly your feet hitting the pavement, a bit of moonlight, and your hearing more than anything.
10.
10. So you carry on down. As you're getting into the rhythm again, you notice the deathly quiet of the night. As your feet fall one after the other across the road, but you don't hear anything as you're coming up and making your way through around the corner. You come to a bend in the road, and at that point you start to smell something more than hear something.
Okay, so I'll pull out my gun and point it to the floor and have my knife just in the other hand just so it's ready.
Yep.
And almost try and, I know it sounds silly, but try and focus where the smell has come from.
Yep.
And just like almost just focus down the street. I'll probably stick to the side of the road while I'm there and just try and figure out where the smells come from.
Okay. So you moving forward still?
Yeah, very slowly. Like to the point that my feet are not me. I'm trying to make no noise with my feet so I can hear anything that's coming.
Can you give me a perception roll with disadvantage and a stealth check, please?
This is 13 on the perception. And a 16 on the stealth, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, 16 on the stealth. Oh, I didn't put the proficiency. 18 on the stealth.
Okay. So you creep forward, you move onto the embankment, onto the side of the road where you're not on the pavement anymore. Your feet are walking across the grass. So it's quiet, and as far as you're aware, you're as silent as you can be. And as you try to focus in, as you come around the bend, the smell gets stronger. And the smell is the smell of, it's like the smell of, it's a mix of things. Farm and like dirt, bit of something garbagey and rotten in there as well. It's a really weird concoction of smell. And then as you're kind of trying to piece together those things, and trying to taste the air for what they are, you start to hear the shuffling. Oh god, dog just appeared. You start to hear a shuffling. The stones slightly scuffing and moving.
Is there anything on the road, like any cars that have been abandoned at all?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Head kind of away from the noise in a sense where I want to find a tree that I can hide behind. I'm still unsure like whether these work on sight, whether they work on smell or anything like that. You can't
see at the moment anything. Or you can, so you've got no torchlight, you're on the verge. As you're looking, you can see that you've got the grass verge. See, if you're on the left side of the road, you've got the grass verge to your left. The hedge. Like a big old hedge. You're on the grass, you know the road's there. And as you're looking forward, you can't see anything. You can hear and smell there's something in front of you. But at the moment, it just feels like, it doesn't feel like it's not a run, it's not a walk, it's weird. It's like, it's like something scraping along the floor maybe, or it's just, you can hear the odd stone move and the odd kick up of something, but not in a frantic way.
It sounds more like it's shuffling on the road. Like
that's what you can hear, shuffling on the road.
I'll crouch down.
Yep.
Just to try and reach around for any sort of like stone or like rock or anything like that I can like place my hand on that's hard.
Yeah, you'd be able to find not a large rock. You'd find a couple of stones.
Yeah. I'll then while still crouched look to throw it to the other side of the road, just to try and make.
So this is a country road, so you could do it, but you're still talking the road's only 10 foot wide.
I'm trying to kind of get them to go. I'm trying to get them to go to the off the road to the other side, So I'm trying to create noise on the other side of the road to where I am. So the shuffling fades away as they go away towards it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second. Let me help.
Oh, burn.
So I don't want to do something and...
Who's Burn? I thought his name was Frost.
I was reading chat. Oh, he's also Frost.
Oh, why is this doing this? Who's burnt? It's frostbite. It's frostbite. Oh, it's pulsing. The fucking camera's not fixed. So you are, as you stand now.
Kind of goes with Graves' heartbeat at the time.
Based on your comment, or
No comment. Forcing him to build things really quickly.
pulsing is really confusing me.
So
Like
that's
my mind can't comprehend.
right. Why is that still pulsing? I'll try and fix that. But that's not maybe that good for looking. This kind of what you're presented with.
Yeah.
It's a small country road, the same ones that you've gone. They flank all the villages. Single two-way road, one way up, one way down. They're hedges, and you're up against the hedge now. You can feel the hedges, and they are as tall. They're like 6 foot, 7 foot hedges. They're dense, like fence with hedge built into it. And you can hear and smell in front of you somewhere, but you can't see the whatever it is in front of you. Why is that doing
Yep.
that?
So almost the way that my character's facing at the moment,
Yeah.
or like describing as to how it is, I'm trying to launch a rock as hard as I can towards the bush that is on the opposite side of the road, but one forward, so like a 45-degree angle to my right as I'm walking down. Does that make sense?
Yes. You want to hit. Okay.
I want to create some sort of distraction so I can either hear how many of them there are or to move them away from my side of the road if there's any there.
Okay. So you, you can do it. You can throw a stone down the road. So you want to try and aim towards the bush or towards the road? What do you want to try and do? Because you've got like a handful of maybe like very small stones.
Towards the bush, thinking that the leaves will rustle and make more noise.
I'm just trying to shut the fucking camera down. Okay, cool. So you... There's not much you need to really throw for it. It's only throwing stones at a bush, right? So yeah, you grab a handful. You've probably got like 4 or 5 decent-ish sized, like small pebbles. They're dense at least. And you throw them at what you think is... So you want to aim for like here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you bunge up and you launch across as hard as you can from a crouch position to hit the bush. And you hear a couple of them clatter into the bushes. You hear like as it just like bops in, and then you hear a slight from that side. You hear like a slight speed on a scurry, like a few more of those scurries and slides you heard happen a bit quicker, a bit more aggressively. Like you've got like a stone trapped, and so you hear that, and you hear that. What you heard at a pace is probably up by about 50% in terms of pace.
Okay, does it sound like it's getting louder and coming towards me, or is it getting louder because of the pace they're going?
It's getting louder because of the pace they're going. You can feel that whatever is there is moving.
Okay. Looking back at like the bush that I'm in, is there any sort of weak point, or is it like a proper thicket sort of?
You know them to be there, like proper fences. They're like thickets and fences behind. You wouldn't be able to push through without making a lot of. You could push through by hacking through, but you'd make a lot of noise in doing so.
It's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Staying as low as possible. So basically being crouched. I don't want a like front crawl or anything. Just staying crouched. I'm just looking to slowly take one step after another down the road, down with using the not keeping my hand on the bush, but being able to see the bush a little bit, and just using that as a guide as to where I'm going. constantly staying aware of my, basically just concentrating on my ears and looking in roughly that direction where I threw the stones.
Okay. So give me another stealth check for moving forward, and another perception of disadvantage. I can't stop that fucking camera doing that. It's really pissing me off.
So stealth was 19.
Nice.
And then 1. And 14. 4. It's a 15 and a 17 I rolled, but was the -1, so 14.
14 perception.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you, back down in the crouched position. You can hear the shuffling moving, and you creep forward. And again, you feel like you're quiet as you make it another few steps forward. Again, you can't. You're not seeing anything. As you're looking down, you're trying to squint down, but the way that the hedges are set and the way that the kind of clouds and the mood are going, you're not getting any clear light down the road, and it's almost like the hedges aren't helping that as well. As you get closer and you take a few steps forward, the smell intensifies, and you can hear that shuffling is moving to a right-hand side, but what you hear is that whilst the shuffling is moving to the right-hand side, the shuffling in front is not stopping. So you feel like as you're getting closer, you're like, I can hear there's louder movement over to where that noise was. You maybe start to hear a few branches break here and there, a few things where you might assume that someone's walking into or bumping into a hedge, but in front of you, you still are hearing that same shuffle and squeak. Scratch.
Is there any way that I can perceive how many people I think are moving, even if it's just as an estimate?
You not without sight, because it's weird because you're not hearing, like, it's not group moving, it's the odd movement here and there, and it's the smell, but you get the feeling that there's definitely still in front of you and to the side of you now that there's still movement there.
Like, do I think that it's like more than 10? Do I think that it's just like 3 or 4?
You've got.
Do I think there's like a horde in front of me that I don't know?
How would you know if there's a horde in front of you in pitch black in the middle of the night? You've
just
got
trying to go off
smell
sound.
and you've got
Yeah.
sound, and they're not aggravated moving. So it's not like you're hearing lots and lots of sound, but you're hearing the same slow sound, but it's just coming from the same direction as it was before and a little more to where you were throwing the stones now.
I'll start taking steps backwards, looking to go back down towards where I'd come from, towards Winslow. But as soon as the smell dissipates a little bit, I looked across to the other side of the road. Like, as if I know the area a little bit, and obviously I know I need to, like you said, I need to go up to Horwood to then wrap around.
Yeah.
Is it kind of fields surrounding it, going off the map that you put in everywhere? Like, is there a way that I can move through fields rather than sticking to the road?
You'd have to jump. You'd have to get through the fence and you get into a field, and you know that surrounding the house itself sits on a slight elevation, a very small hill, and around that hill is a wood. So you could probably get into a field, and then you've got to make your way through a wood to get up to the house. That's what you know from the surround. As you look out towards the field, again, you're just seeing dark. You're not seeing anything really coming from that direction. There's no. It's not like the house is lit up, so you can be like, oh, there it is. That's where I'm aiming for. You kind of squinting around to make pace. You know that there's a field, and you know that if you got through the field and got close enough, that you'd hit the wooded area, and then you know you'd be close to the house. But again, you can't. That's just from your knowledge of the area, not from what you're seeing right now.
If I was to kind of head back a little bit and try and find a gap on the other side of the bush, I'd almost look to kind of camo myself a little bit and kind of rub dirt on myself so I'm not emitting smell, and then just look to kind of hunker down until I get like any sort of sight.
Okay.
In my head, I think we need to move tomorrow in order to make sure people are happy.
Yeah.
Because of what happened at the end and my character trait, I'm not sleeping this evening anyway. So I'm trying to make use of the time that I'm awake.
Okay, cool. So you pull yourself back across the road, find yourself quietly a little nook. And these are like, so if you imagine there, it's the road. You've got the kind of grass, a small grass embankment that you've been walking on, and it goes into a small ditch much like the one that you crashed into, and then you hit the fences. So it's almost like the ditch into the hedgerow makes the hedgerow seem taller than it is. So you manage to find your way into a little nestle and nook back from where the smell started, and you hunker down there. And as you kind of get yourself comfy, get yourself in, and so as far as you would be aware, you're not able to be seen. You still can hear that distant scrape, the thing. Every so often, depending on which way the wind blows, the odd kind of smell hits your nostril. You're not sure whether you're just remembering the smell or it's a fresh batch of it coming in, but you wouldn't hear anything else as you kind of just sit there.
I'm just trying to basically stay still in silence, like remembering times that I would have been on duty.
Yeah.
And like if at any point I feel that sound or that smell has gotten really strong and really close, then I'll act. But at the minute, I'm just trying to stay as still as possible, trying to mask my smell with like just dirt from the ground, just like rub it into my hands and on my face and on my arms and stuff.
Okay.
Anything that's like exposed on my clothes, just to try and stay as hidden as possible, because I don't know whether these guys see. I don't know if they've got. I don't know how they work, so I'm just treating them like a normal person.
Okay. Cool. I'll go down and we'll come back if anything rolls through. So back to the guys waking up Beth and Liam for second watch. Beth, over to you, I suppose.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted.
Nice.
Yeah, make sure I don't get kicked from Discord again. I'm gonna sort of wake up and sort of yawn, stretch, and then make my way sort of outside and kind of gesture to Liam, who hasn't done much before.
Yep.
Follow. And then I'll kind of go outside. Are the camping chairs still up there?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a seat in one of the camping chairs.
Cool. Liam plonked down next to you as he kind of like gets himself kind of like trying to snuggle in almost to himself with no other kind of clothes than what he has on his back. He's just like wrapped into his jacket that he's got, just looking down and around with you. Should I roll with advantage for the perception check?
Oh yeah, about that perception. 19.
19.
Oh,
19.
Maybe. Yeah, 19.
Oh. So you hunker down, get in the. So what the first one would be through to. So yeah, you're probably about halfway. You get to about halfway through, and the light's starting to peer through the fire. You've managed just to keep stoked enough, so there's a slight warmth coming from it still, just by poking it around every so often and keeping it moving. You've kept a little bit of a glow coming out, so it didn't die down completely, which we're very proud of, managing to keep a little bit of warmth out during the boring night. And as you start to notice, you see again that the lights, there's very few lights knocking around. One thing you would see is a bit of smoke in the distance to what would be your east. Like a small, what you assume might be another fire, maybe someone else setting up a campsite, but it's a way away. You imagine it's like probably like an hour away, probably the town over, that there seems to be, you're like, oh, there's some sign of some life elsewhere, or something's on fire, but you see some smoke rising up as the kind of light starts to reach the sunrise starts to come up.
Can I, because all the lights are gone, can I see the stars?
Yes.
I'm just going to kind of look up. It's nice to be able to see the stars.
It really is, actually. It's for someone who's talking about optimism, that is one of the upsides, right, of no light pollution.
Yeah,
I
guess. But what?
Yeah.
Did on the walk over? Did Graves talk about what the plan is? Because whilst I appreciate you guys being here, there's too many people.
No, well, I saw the bust up of that's just happened. But like we're very grateful, and Lieutenant Graves he convinced us to come. We were happy to stay at the pub, and he did kind of tell us about the plan. And you know, sometimes a plan is as good as anything to keep your mind active, to keep us going, to look forward. I mean, it's not the worst plan. We hope that if anyone can do something about this, it's the military, right? So I understand that it might seem a long shot, and you guys seem to have seen a lot more action than we have. But you know, I still think that sticking together has got to be better overall.
Yeah, I think so. Can you defend yourself?
Well, I can swing a weapon. We used whatever we could. I'm not trained, if that's what you're asking.
No, it was whether you could swing a weapon.
Yeah, no. If I mean violence wouldn't normally be the number one option, right? But it feels like it's the currency of the moment. What about yourself? Are you trained?
Yes, I'm a trained carpenter.
Oh, carpenter. And you said your name's Beth?
Yes.
That's a interesting name.
No, it's not.
Oh well. I don't think I've ever met a Beth before.
Is this where you're asking why?
Only if you are just making conversation. We're out here. If you don't want to talk about it, then that's fine. I'm just trying to keep awake on watch.
No, not now. Maybe in the future.
In the future, okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, whenever you're ready, just making some conversation, Beth. It's trying to keep awake, eh? This watch lark isn't something I'm used to.
Well, you need to get used to it.
No, okay. I will, Beth. I will.
I don't say anything else, and I just look up the stuff.
Yeah. Cool. And as you notice, a bit of smoke from maybe the town over as the sunrise starts to come up. As it starts to kind of breach and the light comes up, those inside would naturally start to be awoken by the light. You've covered bits of the big windows at the back of the school hall, but still the light comes in, and it'd be quite stark, going from pitch black to the daylight creeping in and lighting the room. As you're all awake, so those that did sleep can have a long rest, which will bring you back to your hit points. And any of your abilities that you used last time that need a long rest will reset. As you awake on the next day in the Winslow School. Lieutenant Graves, you will see the sun start to come up. As it comes up, you've just been in that bush, just listening to the rabble. As the sun started to rise, you didn't catch... you start to pick up that you weren't catching the whiff of the smell anymore, and that possibly that shuffling was a little bit more distant, slightly. But then again, you've been listening to it all night, so trying to understand exactly what was going on is difficult. And as you look from your position 10 yards back, you can't see anything straight away, but you do notice that the road starts to bend out to the left towards Hallwood.
Yep. Climb down from the bush and carry on going up the road.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So we'll come back to you. So, guys in the house, wakey, eggs and bakey. You are awake.
Is Grace back yet?
Unless he's outside, I can't see him.
And and Liam would say, no, we didn't come back during our watch.
Maybe he took his own advice and fucked off.
Not time, Dylan, mate. Come on.
Was he going somewhere?
He's trying to find his house. I
I
reckon.
mean,
He's.
I mean, I thought that was something we're all going to do today, but
If he's not back by a certain point, we should probably go out there.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah, I mean, he said it was like an hour and a half away, and it's been like a long time now.
No, maybe he's done a Starbucks.
I mean, there's no harm in searching.
Well, there's no harm unless we come across some of those things.
I mean, we need supplies.
I'm seeing a. Go on.
I say he was going to do this anyway today, so
Yeah.
let's just hope that's where he's heading, and we find him on the way.
We'll drive up that way, I guess, and if we see him, we see him. If we don't, well, we don't.
I'm seeing a bit of a common theme here. Starbuck. Last time I heard Starbuck was going to speak to Dylan, and then he disappeared. And then Graves had an altercation with Dylan, and now he's disappeared.
Well, you don't remember John trying to rub me in my sleep? He didn't fucking disappear, did he?
I mean, you tried to get Graves to disappear.
No, let's face it, Graves just went in off the deep end, Yeah, Dylan was being a bit Dylan-like, but Graves went a bit over the top.
Tried to stab him, or did I misread the situation?
Hey, well, as far as Dylan knows, I guess Graves is going to go for him. But they're both in the wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Is that a horse?
Shut up.
Look, let's just go towards Howard. If we see him, we see him. If we don't, we don't. Simple as that. I mean, he's all about keeping us safe, but he's just disappeared on us, hasn't he? Again.
Hey, what has he actually done to keep us safe? Let's be honest.
No,
What
you're right there.
We're still here.
More
He's invited strangers we don't know into this place without telling us. When we've gone to search towns and shit, he stayed behind here. He ain't done shit to keep us safe.
Hate to say it, but Dylan's right. I hate to say it, but once again, Dylan is right there.
I trust him more with protecting me than do the rest of you.
Well, I ain't trying to
To be fair, we're the ones that are being there when shit's kicked off. He hasn't. We're the ones that have protected you and each other.
I'm going to go outside and poke the fire.
Let's just get going and find Graves and get up to his house.
Yeah.
Does
We
anyone
clearly
know where
need
to
to
go?
get more space away from each other, so we need this bigger space, so we can just.
Yeah, well, we'll go up there, and like I say, if we see him, we see him. There's no point in us going on some search party, because who the fuck knows where he's wandered off to.
Are we all going? Susie
I
asked.
think so.
I mean, if you want to come along, Susie, feel free.
Well, I mean, he was talking about a medical centre, and if there's a medical centre there, then, that's always one to check out. But I mean, I agree with you guys. We're relying on the military to get the base back, and Lieutenant Graves is in communications with the captain, but I don't feel comfortable moving all of us to an unknown. I don't know if, whilst this is tight, and I know we don't like to be in each other's spaces, and we haven't got any beds and everything else that goes wrong with this, but we know that in here, even if we're sleeping on top of each other, it's safer than walking the streets out there, surely.
I mean, if there's a few of us, we could probably drive.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got a car, we might as well use it, right? If at the minimum we find supplies, bring back.
Well, it's
Do with the car.
We could. I mean, again, as long as some people don't mind sitting on each other, we'll get everyone in that car. But it's taking all the people, or it's not. It just feels a little bit of.
Well, I mean, we're not going to fit 9 of us in the car, are we?
No, I think it is smart. Some stay here.
I don't think you're listening to what she's saying. She's saying there's no point in moving everybody to this house that we haven't checked out when some of us could go scout this medical center and see if we could get some useful shit to bring back.
Yeah. Probably.
If Graves has gone to that house by himself, if he wants to risk that, then fuck him. Let him do it. Let him do it by himself.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We'll go search town. Maybe there's a bigger building there. We can see when we're there. Who knows? Shit, we might as well move to the medical center for all I care.
But I agree. We need space, right? But it like Dylan says, there's places of strategic interest for finding survival equipment, and there's a new home, place to move, place to stay, whether it be for 2 days, whether it be for God, I don't even want to think about it. But I don't feel like packing everyone in a car and driving anywhere is just an option like it was 4 days ago. We need to play it a little smarter. We don't know someone could be there. We don't know who could be there. You can't just. It just feels. I don't know. I think I agree that we need to go out and see, but how do we decide who stays and who goes?
I mean, I don't mind going.
Yeah, I don't mind going. Better than be sitting around all day.
To ask the obvious question before it comes up, Laura cannot walk. She needs to stay here.
Yeah.
Are we
goes without
okay?
saying.
Are you guys comfortable leaving your new non-friends here? Or I feel like dragging them with us isn't a good idea, but someone should stay here. Again, I can stay, but if we're going to go to the medical center, I do feel like there's a use in me going, but it's what you guys think's best. Are you going to go and scout and come back, or what do we think?
Well, like I said, if you do come see us, you got to be prepared, to maybe, face these things. Is that something you're comfortable with, or do you want to wait for us to come back?
No, I will do my bit if I need to do my bit, but I'm happy either way. I can wait here and as long as you guys are bringing me back any intel, you get any information, I can try and write lists of things that would be useful. I am interested in understanding a little more about what is causing this, but I'm willing to take your lead. I just know that Laura definitely won't be able to travel. We're going to need to leave some of us behind.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I think if some of us go and then scout it out, if it's okay, we can bring the car back with one person and bring everyone else and the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First
Wait,
question.
so
Anybody wants to go?
Are we talking about going to the medical center in the one town, or are we talking about going to the house in the other town? Because they're two different places. You'll have been following that much, right?
I think
From what
go to
Graves
the
was
house.
saying, it sounded like the house was on the way to the town.
The town, I think, the town is the waypoint, the crossroads to either the medical center or the house. The town itself is. You have to go through the town to get to, unless you're going to take an off-road journey. But to get to the house, you have to go through the town, and it's on the south side of the house. And the medical center is on the north side. But we have to go through the town like we've gone through every other town.
I think the priority at the moment is finding somewhere new to sleep.
What does everybody else think? Matthew, Dylan, Beth.
I say we might
That's
be able to find
outside,
a,
just to clarify.
Sorry, what was that, Beth?
I was going to say we might be able to find a generator, so I'm not having to cook on this fire every night.
It's a
And
good
Beth-
point. The
Beth
medical
isn't
center's
agreeing, that's
likely.
outside.
The medical
sorry.
center's likely to have a generator as well. Either if there's no one there, there's likely to be a generator, maybe. But
And there's likely
Yeah.
to be beds there as well. I mean, medical beds, but beds nonetheless.
maybe medical center then.
Yeah, I mean, if Graves has got
I mean-
the house to scout that out, let him scout that out. We can always go to the medical centre.
I mean, is it a good idea splitting up from him?
We don't
Well,
know if
he's
he's gone to the house, so do we? We could just assume that's where he's heading.
I mean, he's already split off, Luke. That decision's been made already. He's gone off on his own when he's supposed to be, but it's protecting us, right? That's what the military tasked him with doing.
But he's the one with the radio, so that's our best chance
Best chance of what?
getting out of this.
I mean, we've seen what the military can do when we were at that base we were all at, when it was overrun with whatever the fuck these things are. The military can't do shit. All this, we're going to take the base back. Yeah, fuck, yeah, I believe it when I fucking see it.
Yeah, I can't say that, but
Hey,
anyway.
You said that about my cooking, and it was brilliant last night.
I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Either way, whichever route we choose, let's be honest, we've got to clear the town. And the towns so far have caused umpteen problems. And I know I haven't been there, and it's from what you guys are telling me, but Horwood is going to have to be cleared before you can decide to go north or south. So I think like number one is how safe is Horwood, and then from there, doesn't matter, right? Once that's clear, we can make whatever decision we want. But I think we might be jumping to stage 4 when stage 1 is just we don't even know what's on the road. We don't even know if Greaves is still alive.
Horwood it is then, you know.
Let's just scout the town and go from there then.
Okay, who wants to go? I'm happy to.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah, same.
Dylan, Beth, what about you?
You'll trust these strangers here without any of us?
Like I said, I can stay however much. I don't even know if you trust me, but I can stay. If Laura's not going to be able to move, I can stay and look after her. I don't mind. I think clearing the town is there, and if you come back and we go to the medical centre after, I can get stuff there. There's no rush, right? It's not like things are going to blow up. If it's clear, we can make our way thereafter, and I can go and have a thorough search of the medical site.
I mean, Dylan, if you're that worried about your stuff, just stick it in the car.
Fuck it, man. Let's get out of here.
Beth, you staying or going?
Beth is still not in the room.
Head outside to go to Beth.
Right, yeah.
Cool.
Beth, you're gonna come with. We're gonna go and scout out the town. That's gotta be our first step. You can either stay here, help
going
look
to the
after.
house.
We need to go through the town to get there. So either way, whatever we choose to do, we have to get through that town first.
Right. Okay. I'll come with.
Yeah. Okay. So head back in.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Beth's gonna come with. So Susie, are you fine staying here for now?
I will stay here. I will stay here.
Liam,
fine.
Greg, either you guys coming?
Liam goes to move forward, and Greg just stands up and goes, "Welcome."
Okay.
Does someone have a bat?
Greg, go. There's a steel pipe over in that corner there. Go grab one of them.
Greg goes over, grabs the pipe, and Greg is I don't know if we went through too much detail on him. Like, he's very young, probably like 21ish, 22ish. Him and Laura are about to go on holiday, so he's dressed in his almost like holiday chinos and like white t-shirt ready to go. But he's quite built. Like, he's a 6 foot, probably 6'2", maybe 6'3", fairly stocky shoulders, very deep voice, which is where it comes from. But yeah, it doesn't give away much more than that. So you're like, yeah, do you not? If you were looking at all three of them, you'd be like, yeah, you come with us. You look like you're strong enough. Let's go.
Okay, Liam, you happy to stand with the girls?
Yep. Oh, who was that? Sorry. Oh, Liam. Yeah.
Liam.
Yeah, Liam just nods and says, "Yep, that's fine."
Right, let's go to Horwood then.
I'm gonna call shotgun.
She's taking the car, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Take
Ah,
it,
well,
Dylan, you're driving, yeah?
How much petrol we got in the car?
You had about half a tank when you, so it would just be just under half a tank. So you've got for what is so for what would be and what Grace was describing to you guys is like a 45 minute to an hour walk. So it's like 15-20 minutes in the car. So you'd easily think you could get there and back multiple times. Just dotting around the country roads is pretty light, as long as you're not flooring it around everywhere. And
We've got those bottles in the hose pipe anyway if needs be.
if you wanted to go and do something, yeah.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys pile
I'm
into.
gonna
Oh, what was that?
So I was gonna put my seatbelt on.
Okay. So you'll jump into the minibus, into the Galaxy, and start making your way north towards Horwood. Lieutenant Graves, whilst they are jumping in the car and moving, you would have woken up with the sun, kind of shook off. And like I said, so what you're looking at in front of you is the road that you were crawling down in the night that goes up for probably, I don't know, about 50 meters and then starts curving off to the left. The left, the road takes you around left and then back, goes right, like counters back on itself and then they're shaped back towards Horwood. and you can now see the through the field. But the field is so you probably, if you were to take the walk and the road, it's probably about 30-minute walk from where you are now into Horwood. If you were to walk as the crow flies through the field, if you got through the hedge, went through the meadow field, and then started to make your way through the woods to the Horwood house itself, it's probably like an hour and 20 maybe, just because of the way you'd have to traverse and get over and jump the different fences to get into Horwood and then down by road. Might be slightly quicker, but directly to crow flies means you're not on the road.
I'd go crow flies just to stay off the road, because that seems to have been where we've had a lot of the issues.
Okay, cool. So you start. Right, let me make some bits up. I'm trying to work out if we stop now. Do we want to take a break now, and I can get everything ready for where we're going?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It'll take 10 minutes now, so I can now I know where you're going. I can make up the map, and then we'll come back and play it all out. I'll get everything set up. We will. You guys are on the drive. Okay, I'll work out. So back with you, Lieutenant Graves. So you've got. You started making your way, and as you. How do we do this? That's a good question, Martin. How do you want to do this? As you're looking up now, you've got a bit more sight. You kind of take a few steps forward, and you can see where that bend in the road is coming up.
Yep.
You can see that on the right-hand side, that the hedge disappears, drops down, drops up again, and it looks like there's a small wall, maybe like a sty or a gate or something might be there, just up on the corner, but you can't see around the right-hand side of the corner. So you assume, like, okay, if I want to get in and take as the crow flies, that's the way I'm going to go. But it's still a decent walk up. It's like, what? What's your guys' movement like? 30 foot.
30. Yeah.
So it's a decent, like, at least 60 foot. So it's a decent, like, 2 rounds walk to get up there, but you can see it as you're coming up. And as you're making your way, I suppose, up the road in the morning time, is there anything else you'd like to do before I make you roll a perception check?
I'll probably write on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I'd try and do it almost like, I'm just trying to, because I won't think that they take the car. Just kind of write with across the road, Graves gone to house.
Yep.
With like a bit of rock.
Yep.
You know, just to scrape it into the tarmac.
Yep. Okay. That'll come out real good. And they definitely won't drive past it, but I like it. Perfect. So you make your way up. Left-hand side, right side of the road. So you can see the curve as you're coming up. Like, say the curve goes round to the left. You slept on the right-hand side of the road. The gate's on the right-hand side of the road. But how would you approach kind of that blind bend as you see it now?
Probably go over to the left so I can see round to the right as it bends around.
It bends round to the left.
Oh, it bends round to the left, and I'll stay on the right
and
and go to where the gate is on the right.
Okay. Cool. So roll me a perception check, not a disadvantage, because it is the daytime.
Way. 13.
Oh, fucking cameraman is doing a fucking posting bullshit, bastard. That was...
Got bendy hedges and everything.
Oh, yeah, I got loads of hedges. Actually, no, this is the extent of the hedges. I was like, surely I won't need any more.
Is that a little Hot Wheels?
It's your little Hot Wheels. That's a proper. Well, do you know, it was black last week, and then I tried to paint it blue. And I'll tell you one thing: blue is one of the most difficult colours to paint anything. It needs many, many coats. I need to loosen the arm on this.
You sure it wasn't just because you painted over black?
No, I painted it white first.
How many years ago we did say it was a black car?
Shut up. I can't stop this thing fucking vibrating. I need to go into Logitech and tell it to stop. Or control the boom. Boom arm, stop moving! Well, anyway, that's it. I'm gonna fucking kill this thing. Stop. 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 Oh, fuck it. You just have to work it out. Use the action cam.
This is more drama filled than the fight.
What fight? There's no fight. Yeah.
That was a fight.
Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, it kind of bends around to the left. So do you want to come up to this corner, or you want to do it from like your furthest point of distance on the right hand side?
Yeah, stick on it on the right hand side, because I thought, is the house not over to the right?
The house is over. Yeah, the house. So you'd go over this into the fields.
Yeah, that's
and
all.
This road will come out, and then it will curve back on itself to go back towards Horwood.
Yeah, stick it on the right, because if I can see where the fence is, then I can see around the corner a lot better from that side.
Cool. Give me a perception check.
13.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Unless it's a different one too.
No, that's the one. Cool. So you get to where the eye line breaks, and you see just out of the just off this side here, just past the gate, you see a mass of shuffling, slow people. From a 13, as you look, it looks to be probably about 10, maybe more. You can see a few heads. You can't get like vantage to see. You imagine that this is what was slowly moving, and they don't seem to be really. There's not like a huge direction. It's not like it's not like a herd moving. They are shambling, and from where you were last night, which would have been probably down towards the bottom end here, they've only moved that far in the 8 hours of night. So there's not a huge directional push, but they are kind of almost very slow bowling ball making their way this way. But you see, from what you can see, probably about 10, maybe up to 20 slow shambling human beings, let's call them.
How far down the road are they past the gate?
They'll just be past it. So you're talking on the edge. If I was to roll on the next one, that's where you'd see them.
Okay.
So you could try and get
go back to my stone writing first in the road.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just put mass ahead.
Okay.
Then go back to the right hand side and then crouch down and just approach as slowly as I was doing in the night.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna roll me a stealth check.
13.
13. Okay, cool. So you get up to... Ooh, laptop. Oh, yeah, you bastard. So, yep, so 13. So you... what's your 30 foot? Yeah. So you get your way up to the wall. And as you're there, it's just a small wall. There is what looks like to be a sty there. But the wall is just like... It's waist height. You could easily just jump over it. It's made of... It's like a cobblestone brick wall. Doesn't look like it's the most sturdy, but it's a wall nonetheless as you're there. And as you're keeping an eye on the guys in front, as you're looking there and you're like, okay, I can get over this wall. It might be like, I need to make sure I get over it carefully because I don't want to make too much noise with them just there. You clock the sound of a car coming from back where you were.
I'm hopping the wall as quickly as possible.
Okay, cool. So give me a dexterity check.
Would it come under athletics, which is a strength check?
No. This is your ability to get over the wall without catching anything on the wall.
17.
17? Fucking hell. Cool.
This dice has been kind today.
Yeah, it's been very kind. Suspiciously kind. You fall into a trap. You get over the fence. So and like I say, it's cobbly as you jump, like you feel one of your packs just touch, but nothing moves, not enough sound, and you pop over the fence. At the same time, you boys enter the arena. Who's driving?
Me.
3 guesses.
Cool. So who's in front? Shotgun was Luke, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Can I get a perception check from you guys? If you would have been looking out, if you wouldn't have been looking anyway, then don't bother giving me a perception check. But you definitely the driver needs to give me a perception check.
Dylan's definitely hotboxing.
Again.
Ooh, finally a decent perception check. 16.
Okay, 16, nice. Anything from Luke?
16 as
16 as well. Let me see if I've got enough of these. See if I've got enough piece of paper to lay down. Cool, 16. So as you're driving down, how fast have you been going down the road?
And not that fast.
Not fast, just pooing along. So you don't see, on your whole journey here as well, you didn't see anything in the roads. The roads are actually kind of clear, which was nice. So yeah, you're pooing along. It's a nice morning, light, sun's up. Smell of... Oh, shit, I'm bored. Yeah, nice fresh spring day as you're coming down. And as you're driving with the 16, you see the bend coming up towards you, and then you notice that there is some like scramblings on the floor. So it looks like, again, that it could be... It's a weird one because it doesn't look like spray paint or anything, and it just catches your eye, but it looks like there might be some markings or something on the road as you're driving just in front of you. But as you can't read what it says, it's just like, oh, that's a bit weird. It's not like spray paint of work here. It's like a weird scraping.
For my part, I don't give a shit.
Wonderful. Luke, you'd notice the same thing.
Was that something on the road?
I mean, there's something there, but it's just a fucking mess, man. I don't care. Let's get on to where we're going.
Okay.
Cool. You've got over the wall, Lieutenant Graves, and you've here in the car. Where would you just be positioning yourself behind the wall, or are you trying to just get away?
I drop down to hide myself.
Okay. So you stay up against.
Stay up against and just hit the deck.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect. I would say roll a stealth check, but there's no point. You're down behind a wall. There's not much more stealthy you could be. Perfect. The car comes up. So you carry on forward. Is there anything drivers or anyone in the car would be wanting to do? Because you're about to hit a corner and see. As you get to this corner, as you're pulling along, and fucking hell, I don't remember which side of the road we drive on. What side of the road do we drive on?
This side.
Fucking hell, I got so confused. As you're going to come around the corner, you take it a bit slower, then as you come out, you see in front of you as you're there just a mass of people. And this is like not one or two people on the road. This is from on the road, on the verges, and like scrabbling the ditches. You just see what again looks to be between 10 and 20 people just stood there.
Is the road fully blocked?
The road's fully blocked. The verge is fully blocked. Like as this stands, you just see like heads across the whole thing, but they're like it's up this top bit here.
Have they noticed us?
You start to get you feel like that one or two of the heads are starting to turn around now with the noise of the car.
Yeah, because we weren't going that quick. So
you weren't going that quick, but it's making noise. Like you're still a car driving on the road in what is otherwise in completely peaceful.
I was thinking as I've noticed them, I'd probably brake.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it looks like too many to just speed through.
Fucking hell.
I was kind of hoping you would.
Is this character growth?
I'm actually seeing all this. Beth in the back just kind of looks stunned.
Mm-hmm.
Like if anyone looks around to see Beth, Beth's just confused as to what's just happened, and as we said, character growth.
All right, lads, we got a decision to make. If I back up, I can build up enough speed to plow through these motherfuckers, but it might wreck the car. And if it wrecks the car, we're going to be wrecked in the middle of all of that. What the fuck do we want to do?
It's not worth
Not
risk.
worth it. No, we need to get out of here.
Is there another road?
I mean, we've been driving down this tiny little road for ages. Have you seen another road?
I wasn't looking.
I mean,
I suppose
there will be another way into Torwood, but don't know how to get there. But we can't go through that.
I mean, could we leave the car, say, a while back, and then go by foot?
You want to leave the car to that mob?
Well, they're not gonna steal it.
No, but
At this point, I'm slowly reversing because they started to turn around and look at us.
Yeah.
If we leave the car, we might never get back to it, and then we've got to come back as well. Remember, I'd rather just try and find another way. I'll go somewhere else altogether.
Leave this car with this beautiful shade of blue on it.
No, I mean I love blue.
Cool. So,
like you say, if we try and go through that, we'll wreck the car, and then we're fucked.
Yeah, it's not like it's one old man, is it?
No, I mean, Ian's just one man. This is lots of Ians.
like we're naming an Ian. Ian was just one man, but this is ridiculous. So they start making their way up as you start slowly backing up. How slowly are we backing up?
Seeing them start coming, we're starting to back up a bit faster.
Okay, cool. So they're making their way forward. Graves, you hear a car come to a stop on the corner where you are, pretty much, and then you hear the clunk of the reverse gear in, and then the whoop as it starts to go. You are sat behind the wall. Anything you'd like to do?
Start. How thick is it? When you said it was a meadow, is it literally just a grass field, or is it like a farmer's field with crops on it, or what?
No, this is just like it's a farmer's field, but it's not like high growth, so it's muddy. It's like it would be probably considered difficult terrain in trudging through the mud, but it's just like fresh shoots coming through.
Stay at the wall.
Stay at the wall. Okay, cool.
Yep. Almost just I'll stay prone, just on my back, with my feet facing towards the mob, so facing to the left on the map as we can see it.
Yep.
And then look to kind of just have my gun drawn if anything pops over, like knife in hand and gun drawn if anything pops over.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you're there. So 20 movement would put them here. So you hear the noise of that rabble getting louder as well, Graves, as you're laying there. The car's gone, but you can hear the shuffling. It's definitely coming back towards you now. And you guys continue to back up?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So Graves, again, you've hit the cars now disappearing out of sight. You're laying there and you can hear the rabble getting closer to you.
Staying as close to that wall as humanly possible.
Okay.
Having gun drawn, pointing towards the top in case any heads pop over. And I can make an educated choice of what to do next.
Perfect. So they all again move up, and this is where you get that the sound is completely different from the night before. In that, where it was just like aimless, there's now growling starting to sound out. Like there's some guttural moans and movements that you feel like these things are starting to. They've got the smell of something. They're awake. They've been shocked alive, and you start to see some of the top rocks on this wall just start to get knocked. You can feel that the wall was being knocked a little bit. Almost you feel as if you could see how much space they were taking up, that they're all rabbing against each other to get themselves round this corner. So you're starting to see at the top end of the wall where you're at here, that rocks are starting to like get knocked in.
I'm staying as still as possible, just waiting for them to notice me. I'm basically trying to harken back to previous tours. If I was behind any sort of enemy lines and people were near, I still think that rubbing myself with the dirt and stuff might mask my smell a little bit. I still don't know how these things act, so I'm just trying to stay hidden from sight.
Okay. Cool. So they continue up. Guys in the car, you still just reversing the hell out of there?
Well, yeah. Have I got space to turn the car around, or do I have to reverse out of there?
Reverse J-turn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Austin Powers.
Definitely try a J-turn for sure. No, well, you could. It'll be a 3-point turn, on a single track road. So it will probably take you in this size car 5 to turn around.
Yeah, no, we're reversing.
Okay. So you carry on the slow reverse. Great.
Yeah, the reverse is speeding up. We're trying to get out of here at this point because we can see they're coming for us.
How fast are you going? You're going in so you can keep it controlled.
Yeah, so I can keep it controlled, but speeding up a little bit. I'm not waiting for them to mob us.
Okay. Cool. So you keep it moving out there. Graves, you are now seeing rocks fall as they get further up the line here, and you get the feeling that you're going to get hit with a few of them, and you're just going to have to hold still underneath them. It's not like you're going to get collapsed on, but stuff's going to be hitting you as these things kind of like knock and...
Just holding.
Okay, cool. So you guys wheeled out. Gear... How am I going to get them to check? Give me a stealth check for holding, not moving, hoping that anything that falls on you creates camouflage over you. And this will be kind of contested against what I've just rolled there, of whether something knocks far enough that they get a kind of whiff or sight or smell of you as you're laid behind this.
9.
Okay. Sorry, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Cool. So as you they're after this car now. They're coming for you. And as the last lot fall through, what you see is the small kind of like top shingles and slates and a few stones here and there are falling as you go past, and you're kind of sitting there. As it gets towards your toes, a larger chunk wobbles and then falls, and with it, you just see the torso of a man, like a mid-40s man, but again looks as he is, a bit slightly deranged, bit of blood knocking around. You surmise this is not just a normal human man, as his torso kind of falls sideways, and he looks up, and you kind of go eye to eye with this this monster. You see the cloudy white eyes of the thing staring back at you as he's kind of fallen in, groaned, and then looked up, and just you're laying down, you're kind of out looking at him, he's looking at you. I'm looking at him.
Shoot. Mm-hmm. And then immediately tried to get up and run through the field.
Okay. Roll an attack.
What is it? What am I classing this as? Pistol.
It's your, yeah.
Is it strength?
Ooh.
Surely pistol's got to be dex because it's
Yeah.
ranged.
Yeah.
You're aiming.
It's in the thing, right?
Well, it's a 22. I rolled a 19 with dex is +1, and I've got proficiency.
It is pistol. Yeah, dex. Cool. Yeah, get the martial range. Nice, 22 hits. So roll damage for that, and then mark off that you used one of your rounds.
Yep. 8.
8. So as you look up and this thing pops his head out, gun goes off, and he just straight through the head. The kind of like nose just implodes, so his nose becomes almost inverted, and you see everything spray out the back as the gunshot goes out. As you guys are reversing, as you get to the edge here, you hear the gunshot go off from inside the crowd.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then you're going to jump up, right?
Yep.
So yeah, your movement would get you... Yeah. Difficult terrain. Yeah, probably not get that far.
Would we see him jump and run?
You would have heard, probably not from there. You would have been looking, you'd have heard it, and it come from that corner as they're there, as the gunshot goes off, and you get them feel like they all kind of stop where they are. Those in the front, give me a perception check. Anyone in the back wouldn't have.
12.
2.
Oh, fucking hell.
So with 6-foot hedges
Yeah.
as well.
It was whether you would have seen the thing, but no, not with. No, you would need to be behind that. So no, you just heard the gunshot, and it's loud, like real loud. Considering, a lot of you wouldn't have heard gunfire before, for where it is, and now you see that pack just stop as they start to turn. Like a few of them are still facing you because they've got visual on the car, but yeah, you hear the gunshot from that pack.
What the fuck was that?
You know what
That
the fuck
sounded
it
close.
was.
Could it be Graves?
Who else is going to be out here with a gun?
Fuck.
At this point,
What do we
you've
do?
rolled back, and as you look up over the fucking steering wheel, I forgot what the fucking word was. Steering wheel, Dylan. You see that written in the road. It just says mob ahead, and it says Graves gone to the house. You can see like the mob ahead is massive, and then underneath you just see the word Graves, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, so what the fuck are we gonna do? We can't fight all those guys off.
Oh shit, loads of them are going to chase him.
I mean, I'm kind of tempted to say, he's brought this on himself. I mean, we try and help him, and then we're all dead, or we just save ourselves. I don't know.
I mean, I know obviously we didn't mean to, but we brought it on him.
How the fuck
No,
are we
we
doing
didn't.
on him?
He brought it.
He wandered off during the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't feel good about leaving him.
You want to fight 20 of these big things?
They seem to be clearing the road, so we might be able to get past.
Yeah, at this point, how many are we seeing still coming for us, and how many are we seeing trying to hop that fence?
So as you see now, 3. These 3 are still making their way slowly towards you, and the rest are starting, and they're kind of like knocking up against the fence, and they're pushing. You see many of them are just throwing themselves one after the other over towards that wall.
So there's space behind those 3 for us to run through.
There's 3 that are coming down you on the road. You could try and squeeze around, and you could ram into one of them if you wanted. You could wait till they get closer. I don't know, it's up to you. But they're as they lie now, they're across this like main way of the road.
Dylan, can you take on 3 Ians?
Don't need to hit 3, just need to clear 1 out of the way. The problem is, if we get past these 3, then some of the others will turn around and follow us, and yeah, we'll be quick enough to get past them. But if there's this many here now, how many is there going to be in the fucking town?
Yeah, that's the unknown.
And if they do follow us, eventually they're going to catch up to us. But I guess it gives Soldier Boy more of a chance if we draw some of them off.
Have you ever heard of the? What would you rather about the snail that if it touches you, you die, but it's following you
What
forever?
the fuck are you on about?
Would it be like that?
I have no idea what you just said, and with that,
He's saying they're moving fucking slow. They won't catch us that quickly, I think.
yeah, with that, I've
Done a long way around saying it.
I mean,
and
if we go this way, there we're going to take them back to Winslow. They're going to keep following this road.
yeah, I've already decided without discussion. I've put my foot down and I've aimed for the middle one.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're just gonna run just straight into it.
I'm going to look to try and, clip it and go through the gap between 2 of them. Try and push my way through the middle of 2 of them, but primarily aim for the middle one. So I can pick left or right, depending on which way looks easier.
I'd
say
say
left, man.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say any of them look like they're any larger gap than this. It's a full road, but the way they're spread out is pretty. Like they're closer to the middle than they are the edge, so they're kind of like shuffling down the road together. But
in that case, I'm on the left-hand side of the road. I'll look to hit the left one and try and clip it and stay on the road if possible. But I'm aiming for the left one because these other ones are on the right-hand side of the road, and I don't want to run into them.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna run into it. So give me a dex. It'll be a dex saving throw, so it'll just be a d20 with your dex modifier for your ability to hit. And you're going to hit it, obviously, but your ability to control. Did you say 21?
21.
Fucking hell. You boys need to get some new dice.
I mean, I'm rolling in.
Yeah. So you come in and you kind of clip. Fucking 21. So you come down, and as they're like shambling, you almost start on the right hand side of the road to see if they move. And like trying to almost get him to give you a bit more of a gap. And as he steps out, you cut across, take a little bit of the grass verge, and the guy smashes onto and lands on the front of the car. But you have control. There's definitely a little bit of damage to the front, but yeah, that is in your face now, Dylan, as you're driving. So you've cleared. You've still got control of the car, but there is a human being on your windscreen.
Turn the wipers
on. Graves, as you're right, are you just going to carry on, just going, not looking back?
Probably. I'm guessing that I'll hear the car
you'd have heard the car. You'd have heard the revs go, as you're going. But by that time, you would have been, you'd have at least been here. And if you look back, you can see they're starting to get over that wall now.
So just as that's sort of happening, I'm going to sort of try and roll down my window. I'm imagining it's a roll down window instead of an electric window. And I'm going to shout out,
in the back.
Graves, run.
Just as loud as
I'm
you
not
can.
going to shout.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it actually because I don't want to wake people up.
Yeah.
Work tomorrow, early shifts.
I was only going to say zombie wankers.
That'd be good.
I guess as we've ploughed through one, that's on the windshield. I'm just going to hit the horn a couple of times because the plan now is to split this mob any way we can. So if some of them are going to chase him and some of them chase us, then I guess that equals better chances for both groups.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, you definitely can. So you're just going to leave him on as you're driving?
I mean, he's running. Oh, you mean the zombie?
The zombie, yeah.
I mean, unless I've got my hands on the wheel, unless Luke wants to do something in the passenger seat.
I'm good.
So you'd make it there. These guys will turn around. You get to hear as you honk the horn. Yeah. So those that are in the back now, you'd see as you make it past, as you're honking the horn, you'll see that there is a man that looks a lot like Lieutenant Graves trudging his way through the field, about 30 foot away from you.
As far as like the moves go, like I will look to move back and then take a shot. My initial thought was to try and clear the road by having them come after me if one of them noticed me, and they're trying to do exactly the same. So, I'll basically take aim at the one that's closest to me. Basically, move back my movement and then take aim to the one closest to me.
He's actually going to shoot us. Also, when we wrap around this slight bend, can we do it Tokyo Drift style? Like,
no, you're in a full galaxy. You can, try and do it Tokyo Drift style.
So if we did, we go into the fucking ball of the rest of them.
Okay. What's the range on the pistol? I just looked at it. It's decent. It's
50 to 150. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you'll take your pick at any of them. The first four have made it over. As you guys pass by, you see Graves. Roll your attack. Just in case it's in that one.
He's catching the stray.
Be in that one.
14, 16, 17.
Be in that one.
I rolled a 14.
I had a net one. So, 14 hits, roll damage.
Ten.
6
and a 4.
And then just remember to knock off on your bullets. See, as you guys pass by, you see Graves taking a shot at one as Graves, one goes down, bullet goes through, hits into the stone wall as well. As you guys honk your horn and fly down. Are you just going to carry on at speed, or you're just going to honk and go?
Yeah, I'm trying to go at a manageable speed, considering there's a zombie on the windshield.
Yeah. You can give it a little wiggle.
I was hoping that going around the corner at a decent speed might roll it off.
It's on there. You can try and give it a little wiggle, little dexterity check wiggle to.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trap.
Or you can stop and then it will roll on the floor and you can drive around. It's like your options.
I don't want to stop so close to the horde, so yes, I will try shaking the zombie off the car at a reasonable speed.
Okay, give me a.
You did not sound like you wanted to do that then.
give me a dexterity check.
This is definitely an Admiral Akbar situation. That's a nat 20.
Yes.
Fucking loaded dice. What is this? This is a perfect run. Okay, so as you come around the corner, you've honked your horn, and then you just give it a little wiggle. And there are the guys in the back. You feel like almost the car, like it almost is a little bit Tokyo Drift style. You feel like the back's gonna go, and then it comes back in, and that violent jolt sends the zombie rolling off straight into the ditch, like full speed, boom, gone, and you guys are now clear as you come around the corner. From that check there, these hearing that and seeing the guy go down will start making their way up towards you. The ones over the fence definitely can see Graves and are still honed in on them, but their honk seems to have done a pretty good job of turning the attention of a lot of that horde. With the car, are you just going to carry on to horde? Where do you want to play before we go back to Graves?
That was going to be my plan, was to drive to the town and see what follows. See if anything follows, because it'll take them a while to move that far.
Yep. Cool. So you carry on down the road towards Horde. So Graves, you've seen it happen. You've heard the honk. You've seen the blue car. You recognise the blue car, and you've just taken down one and used the bullet. You've still got that 30-foot gap as these ones at the other side of the wall are starting to come towards you. There's at least 4 of them there. The ones that are the opposites that are over the wall at the moment seem to be following the car for now. But obviously it depends on what you do next.
So slow down my move away, so I'm almost walking backwards to keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Basically, I think if like 2 or 3 of them start coming towards, then I want to kind of make sure they're away from the mob group before I do anything else.
Okay, so you're going to tell. So these 3 would just start following you. They've got their eyes on you.
Yep.
As they're coming out, and you can slow curtail him, and the rest of these doesn't look like anyone else is passing over. That the honking and the car noise as it drives off towards Horwood are attracting these lot back in.
Yep. Almost walk backwards at a slower pace, just waiting for them to get there, and I'm looking to try and jump it basically. So I've got my knife drawn.
Yep.
So in my offhand.
Okay.
I'm trying to just bring them as full away as possible, basically.
You can walk. Yeah, you can kite them away as much as you want, but there'll be 3 of them coming at you in a line.
I'm gonna shoot out one of them before, like, as they get within, say, trying to think if I'm like backing up. As they get within like 20 feet, would I be? How far away from the wall would I be from like the rest of the mob?
Well, that's what I mean. If they've driven off, you could walk back another 20 foot if you want. You could make sure you're well outside. These are like shambling towards you, and they're in the difficult terrain as well, so they're going real slow. They're only making what you thought was difficult, you making 15 foot, they're only getting about 10. So you're gaining on them just by slow walking and taking it. They're falling, they're slipping in the bits, they're just scrambling at you. They're getting caked in mud as they go in as well. Like the bottom halves of their clothes absolutely drenched. So they're not, as they're coming towards you, it's not like there's any real threat. You feel like you've got the situation under control, but there is 3 of them coming. So you could take them another 10 foot away from the wall if you wanted before you started doing anything.
Yeah, another 10 foot away and then take a shot at one of them.
Okay, cool. So when they were, what about, I haven't got the space, but so what, when they were about 20?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like, basically, I'm looking to create, like, a 60-foot gap to the wall. I know we don't have the space, but I'm trying to make it so that the others aren't going to come to me rather than the car.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, but the car is now off. It's a distance sign, and it will be coming from where it is now. Yeah, so you'd have seen it gone round. It's probably taken that right-hand bend, but it's gone. It's out of visual range for you now, Graves. So roll your attack against whichever one of the 3 you want to take.
Roll 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. So bullet, as you're laying up, fires past, and you're trying to take as best as you can. You're just trying to get that one shot headshot just to take them out enough to worry about him, and that one just glances past the head of one of the guys as you're trying to step pace, and you think, okay, maybe moving and shooting is not the best idea.
As I think that, kind of ready myself, so they'll get like a little bit closer, like 10 feet away, and then take another shot.
Yep.
I'm basically trying to take one out before I have to use my knife.
Okay. What attack again?
Better. 18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
That is 8.
8. Nice. Which one of the 3 would you have gone for?
One on my left.
On your left here.
Someone on you.
Yeah. Doof. Straight in the head this time. Don't miss. And then you see again the same as before. Back of the head blows out, and the zombie comes down, face into the mud, and it's not moving. The other 2 stepping up. Are you stepping away after your attack?
I'll step away to keep the 10 foot.
Yeah.
While holstering my pistol.
Okay. And then you're ready.
And then after that turn, I'll look to basically jump at one with my knife to basically jump to the one on my left, to the left of the 2 now. Try and jump so I'm not jumping between them, basically.
Yeah.
If that's an explanation, I know in game it'll be difficult to do.
Around here, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you'll step back, you've taken the shot, you've taken a few steps back, they've gone the thing, so you've got that extra 5 foot to play with. The reason I'm not moving them is because you'll always have 5 foot to play with in your movement.
Yeah.
So you'll always be able to stay ahead, so you've got control of that. So you've used that additional movement now to come round to the side to be able to take the swing at this first one. So take your attack.
13 rolled. I can use strength 16,
13.
17, 18.
Yep, that'll hit.
I had strength modifier to this one, don't I?
Yes, just not proficiency. 2 damage.
6.
6. So you're going with your knife.
Oh, no, sorry, 5. That's my
5.
fault.
Okay. Cool. So you go in with a knife, and as you're going in just to try and get straight in for the head, you come down just into the neck with a little slip on the ground in there, and you can see, imagine as each of the crops are growing, you're not finding steady foot in this field. It's muddy, and you are moving around. As you've got hold of them, you've gone in with a knife, and as you've gone to pull it out, it's staring right back at you. It's wounded, and there's still blood and bits coming out, and you get the kind of the stench and the blood and the mud. It's all mixing together in your hands. But this thing, as you pull out, is staring back at you. It didn't go down. You didn't get the killer blow to the head. It will go. Oh, that's a 9.
Miss.
So again, stumbling with you, the one that you've got hold of tries to get something at you, tries to slam you, trying to get you moved anywhere, and itself just slips more, and is again just sat right in front of you here.
Look to kind of hit with the knife again. I'm presuming I've got the knife under, down rather than up. So just
Yeah. So you've pulled yourself out. So that first one's gone for you, missed. The second one's come round to do the same thing, trying to get a bit more momentum from the mud as it slides in. Oh, natural 20, my turn. Boom. So yeah, this one, she stabbed into the first one, pushed back. She tried to get you back. You got yourself steadied, and the other one's just come out of nowhere and just lunged across, not trying to step across the mud at all, just thrown himself at you to hit with a slam. Whoa! I'll run it properly. That's annoying because that was good. I dropped it. So that's 2 points of damage.
Yep.
And then you'll now be considered grappled by that one that's grabbed you. So he's jumped on you. You can't get away anyway, but he's now got you as you're in the mud. You're in a mud pit. You're sloshing up the ground around you, slipping over. These two are doing the same thing. He's got hold of you. You've let go of the other one now, and it's round to your turn.
Try and get my hand back on my pistol again.
So you can,
and then look
with grapple as well. You can attack, or you can strength check to try and break the grapple.
I was trying to basically point blank with gun.
Okay.
Is that something that I can do, or is it?
Okay. Be rolling.
I'll
with point blank with gun, the way that we will do is because you say if I put a gun at someone's head, right, I'll shoot him and kill him. These things aren't sat still for you to shoot and kill. If they were down and prone and you were curb stomping, easy enough. You are fighting, and if you're getting your gun out and moving, this thing is not going to stay still for you to shoot it in the side of the head. So you're still going to be fine with it. So you'd roll it as a normal attack.
Yeah. Try stab with knife.
Okay, cool. Which one? The one that's got hold of you, or the one that was weakened?
That's a difficult question. The one that's weakened.
Okay, cool. So you're fighting with one. You launch out with your knife. Roll an attack.
13, 16,
16 hits.
17, 18.
Yeah, that's fine. Hits. They're not strong. Dead zombie.
4.
4. So the knife, again, you go in and you come down into the face this time, not into the, you miss the kind of skull, and you go in through the eye socket, underneath the eye socket into the probably base. This thing whelps almost. For the first time, it almost feels like a little bit human in what you've gone in for there. And as you've pulled out, the eye has come out with it, and the eyelid is ripped away. This thing is very, very weak. The gaping, the hole in the side is their face. They're drooping away, but they are still technically up. But it's a very, very damaging blow. They are not looking good. And it doesn't like the fact that you did that. And only having one eye socket functioning, swings out at you, misses completely, rolls a 2. But this thing is staggering backwards and forwards now. It's almost about to drop to its knees. It's really hurting. Its buddy. Ooh. 12. Does that hit?
13 is my AC, so misses.
So the one that's got you grappled goes in for the bite. as it goes to get towards your neck, you just manage to like crunch up and put it into your shoulder as it bites onto where your clothing, where your armor is protecting you, and just tries to get in, slides off and comes away. You felt like you've just dodged one there as it's back round to your go, as this thing still has you grappled and held.
Yeah, so I'll want to now try and break that grapple to kind of push away and get a bit of distance between us.
So that's a strength check.
11.
11 is exactly what you need. So you break the grapple from it, so you're no longer grappled. You have your movement. You obviously still abide by attacks of opportunity. If you move outside their grasp, they'll be able to swing at you, but you are no longer held in place. This thing can no longer get an opportunity to bite you.
I'm gonna.
You can still shimmy.
Yeah, I'll try and go like if I go around. If I try and use the wounded one as a shield, am I able to shimmy like down and around as I see it, or will the other one get?
Well, as soon as you could get to here, but as soon as you got to here, you'd be outside, and this guy would throw you. So you could move around, but it's not going to really. He's not going to get you out of melee range.
Okay, I'll just kind of ready myself in defense if that does anything. I'll stay where I was. So back up one. I don't know if it does.
No, you'd only be holding an attack, or or.
So can I attack now or not?
Yeah, you can attack.
Yeah, I'll attack the weak one then.
Yeah, you're just out of grapple. So breaking out of grapple means that they can't bite you until they get a chance to grapple you again.
Yeah.
So you've broken it from there.
So yeah, I'll go to attack the weaker one.
Cool. One attack.
I rolled a 15.
Nice, that hits. There's no point rolling damage. It was that did. Stab this time straight into the front of the skull and out as the one remaining eye rolls. Pure white iris, and you pull the knife out as the body drops to the floor, staring up, and you're looking at the other dude there. No, that's only 11. 11 doesn't hit. Swings out at you again. Well, I got all the fucking bad dice. Swings out at you again, trying to reach, like stumbling because of the body in front of you. Misses as you're now readied up. Back round to you.
Yep. Go with my knife. 15. Strength modifier is helping me so much. I'm not gonna lie.
Damage.
2, 5.
5. Big stab right in through the throat. The grass. As you pull the knife back out again, just trying to get yourself some space, trying to weaken this wherever you can to stop it coming at you. The gurgling of the air and the groan that is like half whispering out of the mouth, and the rest of it sputtering out of its neck, the gaping neck wound that you've just left as you pulled the knife out. This guy will swing back at you. This time it's a 13.
That is on my AC, yep.
Beats it. Let's go, baby. Another 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And you are again grappled as he launches forward, gets his arms onto the tops of your shoulders, steadying himself in the mud as it's back around to you.
Yeah, look to break the grapple before attacking him again.
Yeah, another strength check.
20.
20 breaks it. So you just arms as he's on your shoulders. You just arms up. His arms coming up, and then you can go for the attack.
Ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 doesn't hit. So you go, as you swung up, you go in for the swing to try and catch him off guard. But as he's off guard, he's leaning too far away from you. So your knife comes down, doesn't meet any purchase. This is like 2-man struggle. Fuck me, a 10. He misses you again. Bastard. So yeah, you guys are just grabbing. If you imagine this now, it's just mud slipping everywhere. You're panting. He's spurting air and blood from wherever else is coming out here. You are just like sweating, working hard, trying to bring this fucker down. He swung at you again and missed, and now you're ready, knife in hand, to go for another attack.
People would usually pay money to see mud wrestling.
Only if you were naked.
I rolled an 18. It'll be 23.
Yep, that hits. Damage.
5 again.
5. And as you're slipping and sliding around, you find a bit of purchase in something in the ground. Grab the collar, and again, bam, knife straight into the top of the head, straight out as this guy goes down. You take a breath, stand up, look around. In the field, you've created this fucking honest mud pile of scrapes and blood and bits everywhere. This is when you feel that you are sweating, your arms are burning, your thighs are burning, just from this constant backwards and forwards of sliding as you take the deep breaths and you catch that sight of the car and the sound of the car as it just divers off into the distance as you take a moment to take a
Can
breath.
I use my second wind bonus action thing just at the end?
Yeah.
I rolled a 4, so exactly what I needed.
Nice. You are safe, which is what we all wanted. Definitely. And I rolled 8s and 7s and everything else, but it's fine. It's fine.
Strength bonuses on knives is just silly when you're +3 modifier.
Perfect. Right. Well, that ends that bit, so we'll come back to the guys in the car. So you've honked, driven off, tried to keep sight, but as you've driven out round to left and right and weaving as you're coming now towards the town, you lost sight of Graves in the field a while ago, but you know that from tracking the guys in the back, tracking that the horde were following you as you just darted off. You didn't wait, you kind of shot towards. As you now are making your way into Horwood itself as you're approaching the town. So is there anything you'd like to do with La Vehicle, with your approach, with anything as you see the sign pop up, welcome to Little Horwood? As you're pulling up, you've probably got, 25-50 meters before you get into the town. Are you just going to drive in? Are you going to stop outside? What do you want to do?
I guess we should have a perception check as we're rolling up.
In the car still, yeah?
Yeah, from the car, why not?
Yeah. So the two guys in the front.
17.
3.
3. Lukewarm is just looking out the window. So as you're coming up, Luke, you're looking out the sign. You're welcome to Little Horwood. You're trying to look for which town it's twin to and trying to work out what it says, like why is it there? Not paying any attention to what's going on the road. And Dylan, as you're coming in, you're checking out. As you're looking into the town, you can't. I can't remember what the bloody town looks like. Give me a second. I literally just drew it out. Horwood. Cool. So as you're coming in, you've got the high street that runs out in front of you. Yes, this is right. And it's just one big long road, and you can see out to the distance. You think like through the outside of town, you can see another group of like slow shambling. As you peek out, it looks very much like what you've just seen there, almost like it's like another pod. But the actual main road that you can see in front of you looks fairly clean.
How big is that pod?
It's hard to make out. It wouldn't surprise. It would look smaller than the one you've just seen. It's probably like 5 to 10 rather than 10 to 20. But it's outside. So if you imagine, like as all these towns are, because they're all using the same maps, you can see the town is clear. It's almost when it goes back out into that country road, you can see that they're kind of moving their way. Squinting, you can't see any faces, so you assume they're going.
And are they coming towards us in the town or away?
Going away.
Okay, so we just don't want to make any noise for the moment. In that case, I'll pull up and park the car right on the edge of the town as we're coming in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
So are we going into town, or are we going to try and make our way to the house? Because I'm guessing that's where Graves is headed.
I mean, looking down the road there's another group of those things. We're in the town right here. We might as well see what we can get.
I think Dylan is right.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me.
So you guys know.
Like we gave Soldier Boy a fucking chance, man. That's more than he deserves.
Yeah, I guess it was to know you'll actually make it there anyway. Yeah, let's see what we can get.
You did the right thing. And
Cool.
Gotta give you props, Dylan. You sure can drive.
Hell yeah. I told you, I've got all my licenses on Gran Turismo.
Basis.
look at
Trended in.
that. And we don't have pulsing.
Is it back? It might start pulsing again in a minute.
No, it's not pulsing.
Bastards.
What we realise is that it's actually Herb's knee going up and down on the table, and he just hasn't realised. You know, and like you put your foot at a certain angle, your knee just moves up and down. There's a reason why, but I can't remember what it is.
Just for a piss.
No, there's actually like
Oh,
a reason.
Restless leg syndrome.
A bit like restless Down syndrome.
Is that a thing? Right, so this is correct. So you would be coming in from over here, but you can park outside on the road on the road and walk in. I'm just for your notes. So this is what you saw down here. The group you saw off in that direction, you saw them out in the distance. It was a decent spot, to be fair, with a good roll. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have seen them.
Is that the direction of the house or the medical center?
So the question is, none of you are local and you don't have a map, so you don't know.
Okay, fine.
But you can find out. I've done this. Do you know what? I deliberated about which way around it was supposed to be, and I've done it round the wrong way. Fuck it. You just have to. No, I'm going to turn around. Fuck's sake! I was trying to get the orientation of the map so you always still come in the right direction.
Please stand by. Please stand by.
Vehicle reversing.
Just rebooting the SSD.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Kim isn't even here commenting on the
Lack of huts.
commenting on the maps.
I mean, this is a pretty complicated map, so Jins would love this one.
It's a
She was
real
impressed
complicated map.
by a straight road with some bushes.
Exactly. So.
Curved road, actually. There was 2 bits of road.
Oh, wow.
And curved bushes.
There you go. That's where you're coming in from. Oh, God.
Why are we coming in from the other side?
Yeah, I've got the map the wrong way around, so now that's where you're coming from.
So basically, nothing's changed except the way it's oriented.
Yes,
on the
because
map.
of north, south, east, west. All right. This is the south road. This is the north road. And this is the east road. And you went out, round, and as you're coming back in, it's why you've looped round. It's because of maps, you know. I don't know if you know about maps, but
We wouldn't have known either way, but
no.
Is this town twinned or anything? Can I do a perception check as well? Driving?
I mean, Luke Wormsley looked. It's not. That's what he was surprised about.
I mean, Luke was paying so little attention, he wouldn't have noticed anyway. He just realised there was a sign there.
He didn't even know there was a town here.
He's like, "Where are we going?"
he was asleep all the way.
Cool. So you've arrived. You want to how you? So you're parking outside of town, or are you just parking up here on the way in?
I'm just parking right on the edge here.
Okay, cool.
Turning the car off before that horde further down the road hears us.
Yep.
Assuming voices won't carry that far.
No, let's start. Well, unless John gets out here again. Hello! Oi! Cool. So you are presented with a town that looks much like a lot of the towns that you've been in the local area. Weird, they've all got the same decor and built around the same time, you know.
We've been to so many of these towns and we get to see a roundabout.
Shit. I'm printing one next week. Don't you mess with me, you'll get one next week. Cool.
So,
what would you like
we
to
got-
do?
what can we see around us? What are these buildings?
Cool. So as you get out, give us a perception. Give me a perception check with advantage rather than you all doing ones.
I'll let somebody else do it. I've done a few.
I'll do one. With advantage, you say, yeah?
Yep.
That is 19.
19. So as you peek down, you've got out of the car, you kind of like getting a feel for what's going on, having a little listen. You can see immediately on your left. So this building here, it looks much like residential buildings you've been in before. Just it's a house. You're like, cool, that's a house here. You can see there's a little block. You can't quite make out what it is, but you can see there's a little unit trying to see if there's any signage outside. Looks like it might be a shop of some sort, not sure. And then this big block that you notice on your right hand side is again a big residential. It's like a mixed residential, maybe office block. Like you can see there's different bits going on within it, but it looks like it's maybe, if it's not sets of flats, that there's like different floors that might be within it. It's definitely more of the residential side, but not just a house. So it's like a larger block. That's what you can see. You can see there's some other buildings further down, but you get the feel that Little Horwood is mainly a housing village. There's no like shops that stick out, no big like garages or mechanics or anything that you would recognise off. It looks to be more residential.
I don't know about you guys, but if I was to guess which building we're going to have to do the most fighting in, it's going to be that big ass one on our right.
Yeah, it would make sense.
So let's start over here on our left.
I like that lot.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Where's the door on this building?
It's just round the corner. Cool. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to peek the corner before.
Yeah, let's learn our lessons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go
Cool.
to the corner and peek.
Okay, so you get to the corner, peek around the corner. You don't see. You don't see anything. What you do see is that this road, as it passes out, joins up and goes towards a dual carriageway. It's signalled that that would be the way out towards the dual carriageway system that carries you from the big city to Buckingham. The one you would have rode that dual carriageway out from east to west. You can see that this is labelled that it would go up and join towards that. You see that as well, that it's been blocked off, that there's police cordons on there. You can see a few vehicles parked up way up the dual carriageway, but you don't see any movement from that direction. But you're like, okay, that way goes out to the main roads, the big main road that you haven't touched yet. But the house itself, you don't notice anything else around the site. You would see that this is probably like a little corner shop from that corner.
Okay. Is the door to this house open?
No doors to any house is open. You know this. You can try if you want.
I mean, I'll try the door. Is it open?
No, it's not open. It's one of those ones where the handle moves, but the door doesn't open. PVC. PVC.
Are there any windows that
Yeah.
we can have a peek
Further
through?
down to the right hand side, there's a window you can have a peek through.
Luke, you're really observant. You want to check that window?
Sure. I'll check the window.
Roll a perception check.
7.
7. As you look through, it's a window. You're looking into a house. You can't see any movement. Doesn't seem to be any movement in there as you're peering through. Yeah, it just looks as if it's maybe an abandoned house. No lights on, obviously, but the sunlight's up. No curtains have really been drawn, so can't see any danger with that.
I'll knock on the
I
door.
can just see my reflection.
I'll give the door a bang, see if anybody's hearing anything.
Cool. Roll a perception check.
6.
6. You knock on the door. Wait a few seconds. Listen for something. Can't see it. You can't hear anything coming from the house.
Can't hear anything. Seems clear.
I will attempt to use my fancy multi-tool thing that I found to pick the lock.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're past the days of trying to smash in with a crowbar now.
Smashing in with crowbars. Okay, give me what was it? Dex, I think it is. With the you won't have proficiency yet, but we said the more you.
Not sleight of hand, just regular dex.
It's just regular Dex. Sure.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter either way. I've rolled a 3, so
Yeah. So
yeah.
No.
Looks like we are going back to the crowbar, lads. Fuck, the last lock I picked was a lot easier than this one.
crowbar?
I do have the crowbar. Yeah, let's
Advantage on
try
strength.
that.
While this is happening, I'm sort of standing guard with my hammer out. Just obviously you saw
Yeah, I'll have my hammer out.
groups, we'll call them.
I'm still looking at my reflection in the window.
Of course you are.
Strength check is a.
With advantage. Roll 2d20s.
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah,
okay.
because the crowbar gives you advantage.
5.
5. So you try to pick the lock. You then try to. It's a PVC door, so you're trying to like find the right way of getting in. It's not one of those old like shop doors that you got in really easily. And yeah, you're not finding any purchase. You're just like almost like snapping off bits of PVC rather than the door's not going anywhere, but bits of plastic are just like pinging off, and it's like the crack is making like a bit of a noise, and you're like, oh, okay. Beth, can you give me a perception check for your standing guard?
10.
10.
Oh wait. Yeah, 10.
10. So as you're just like looking around, you clock in the big building, and like you think you see, or you thought you saw one of the like curtains move on one of the windows on the second floor, but when you're looking at it, it's not moving now. But you're like, well, did something move or did something not move? I don't. Okay, you give it another stare for a bit longer, but nothing moves on it again. So you're like, maybe something.
I'm going back to the car. I was a better driver than I am breaking into fucking houses.
Dylan, pass that multi-tool over here. Can you have a go?
Can you try the multi-tool? Yeah, I would go with it.
That is. So was it just straight dex or slow of hand?
It's Dex.
Straight dex.
Yeah.
That's 11.
11. Oh no. No. So you get in and you feel like it's like a very big, because it's off a multi-tool, so it's not the best equipment, but you've got the two pins in there, and as you move on, you feel one of the pins click, and you're like, oh, okay. Feel a second pin click, and then the third pin, it just jammed hard, and you're just like, I can't. It's not moving. You pull in and you're pushing, and you're like, if I keep pushing, I feel like I might snap this thing. You're like, it was like close, but no luck.
Hand me the crowbar.
I let him use the crowbar.
I mean, if
That'll be
We start seeing chuckle vision.
17 with my strength.
17. So you come at it with like where Dylan was like trying to find a bit of the wedge, and then like push, and then bits were flying off. You just like go at it, like almost like stabbing the door right in, and you get it right in between where he'd broken a bit of the plastic away. You get right into the groove, and with the force, it goes in. And as you just lean back, you all see the door bend all the way out until it just boom, and it gives this ping where the lock just forces itself out from the mechanism. The door flies out. It's a weird door. It opens outwards.
Yeah, very weird door. I take my tools back and stick my head in and have a look around.
Okay. So yeah, you stick your head in, you have a look around. It looks untouched from first glance as you peek through. Looks fairly untouched. Like maybe no one's been in, no one's picked up anything, no one's been trashed. It's like, okay, cool. Maybe this was just abandoned. Can't hear anything, can't see anything. So seem pretty.
Remembering what I was told in the last town about how all of these houses have shotguns in, I searched for a shotgun.
Roll an investigation check. So this house will have 4 investigation checks, 4 bits, and you're using 1 for a shotgun.
I want to search for a bag.
You make it sound like it's a waste of time. 14.
14. So you're looking. Where would you be looking for a shotgun?
I mean, just all the places people would leave a shotgun.
Oh, okay, all the places. So you look in all of those places. You don't find a shotgun. Weird. No. So you go through. You're rattling through bits, and as you're going through that, like the house, you're searching. It's just like general household junk. You're not finding anything that you think is in any way feels in any way useful. You're just like, fucking, this is a fucking waste of time. Not like before where it was like an old person's house and clearly a bit weird. This is just this is like IKEA shop bought house. There's just nothing in here that is sticking out to you that this person might have had an interesting career, or you're just getting nothing. If anything, you're getting frustrated that you're not finding shotguns.
Obviously.
No, weirdly, there's no weapon safe. No.
Fuck, there's no shotgun.
Cool. Who would like to check? You like checking anything else? Or you want to go on to another house, or what? You got 3 more checks?
I think Dan wanted to look for a Beth wanted to look for a bag, didn't he?
I wanted to look for a bag, yeah.
Always on the bag. Okay, it's a useless weekend for bags.
You're not happy with your trolley? Is that not enough for you?
No, where's your trolley, Dan? Where is it?
I think it's in the back of the car, maybe.
Roll investigation.
It's that investigation to figure out where his trolley is.
That's a dirty one.
A dirty one. So no, you don't find a bag again.
I don't know why I need to. I should just get other people to investigate. It's a waste of time me doing it. I get
ongoing
-3.
check for a bag. The bag continues. You should just be happy with your trolley. Cool. Anyone else?
I'm gonna look for some food.
Obviously.
You can't do much worse than me and Beth.
Investigation.
This is Luke.
That's a 0.
There we go.
Again, a bit. Actually, no, not a bit like, because that was a really good one. The old person's house. This house is again nothing in it. Just like salt, pepper, some like, you know when you get the spices and they're like not been used for so long, they've just gone rock hard. Like you shake the shakers, nothing's shaking in them. You're like, these people. They was like they obviously just ordered food in a lot. They're an Uber family.
Are we sure this is a real person's house, or is this like a model display home?
Could be. You got really low on perception, so.
Can I
You got one more.
search for some clothing? See if we can get some spare clothes going.
Yeah. Give me an investigation.
13.
13. So yeah, you find what are you looking for? Just some like a change of clothes.
Yeah, just
Lingerie.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. No, just just general like, t-shirts, trackies or whatever. Just so people can actually have a change of clothes at some point.
Okay. Yeah, you grab like an assortment, and it looks like there's like a few like men's medium and large tops and trousers and of that size. You can grab a few of those, and you think, okay, these will do. Just like basic H&M ASOS tees and stuff. Nothing that's super interesting or branded. Just a load of clean clothes.
Well, this was a waste of fucking time. What's that shop across the street?
Let's go look.
Walk up the shop. So Graves, you would have been. You've steadied yourself. You've had your fight. Are you making your way through the field towards the house? You know the guys have gone in towards Hall itself, so you can trek that way. But what would have been your plan of action after kind of taking a moment to rest up, get your second wind, get your breath back?
Probably head to the house thinking that they've seen whatever was on the road.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you'll start a trek that will take a while to get there. So we'll do a few of these checks and then pick up when you get to the forest.
Okay.
Cool. Shop. Out in the street. Someone.
Yep, back out on the street.
Where was the group that Dylan saw earlier? Was that like down towards the south?
No, the group that
was out of
didn't
town.
fall. Yeah, it's this side. So the group was out of town this side, and you know that there's a group that's following behind you.
Yeah.
The drive was a good it's probably like 5 to 10 minute drive. So you get a feel you've probably got like half an hour, 45 minutes before they might turn up if they don't get bored and stop.
And that group that was going the other way, they were moving away from us. You said
they were moving away. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this shop. What the fuck is it?
It's just a corner shop, little convenience store. much like the one that's in Winslow, actually. It would almost be a carbon cut for the one that's in Winslow. Looks like it holds just a small array just to feed, I assume, give the local people some papers and milk and cigarettes and whatever else they want.
Let's try picking the lock again.
Mm-hmm. Give me a dex.
17.
17. This one, much like the other one, you get in and you feel the locks go as they go, and you're like, yes, perfect. So the door is now unlocked.
I turn around and look smug.
Nice. Okay, I want to investigate, check for cigarettes and alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So as you open the door,
Yeah, I'll open the door.
you open the door, an alarm goes off.
And as I've opened the door, John's barged past me because he's a boot.
So as you open the door, you hear an alarm go. Beep, 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 beep,
Oh, for
beep.
fuck's
And you look, as you look towards the back of the behind the counter, you can see that there's a white box, the green, white, and the board looks like an alarm box, and that is, you're like, fuck, there's an alarm in the shop, and that boop boop boop.
I'm
I'm gonna try and run in and hit it with my hammer.
Oh, God.
So you're gonna barge past the two of them in this very small room.
Hit the white box with my hammer.
Okay, cool. You don't really need to roll an attack. You hit the box with your hammer, and the screen goes dark, but the alarm continues. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
I rush up behind him and try and open the door if it's not too fucked from the hammer blow.
On the actual box. So you flick down. You can't see the screen anymore. So the box is still there. You can see the keypad, but you can't see. There's no digits on the screen. Yeah. Oh, you can see wires.
I try and cut all of the fucking wires with a fancy multi-tool.
Okay. So you're trying to just pull off the box, right?
Yep.
You have to pull off the box to get towards the thing. Okay, cool.
Yep.
There's there's no more of you would fit in this shop. So with the three of you in here, so Luke, you would be outside.
Yep.
And Beth went in, right?
Yeah, so
And
me and
Massey
Luke,
as well,
you
yeah.
might be.
So you guys are outside. You're hearing this alarm go off, and outside it's just as loud as it is inside. You are like, oh, okay, this is making some noise.
yeah, this is not fucking good. We need to keep our eyes out here.
Yeah, it's probably going to attract those.
Let's just
People-
hope they
yeah,
got far enough away to not hear it.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this alarm off. If not, we'll get the fuck out of here.
While I'm messing around with the alarm, can I grab cigarettes?
Yeah. You can rob stuff
Ooh.
if you want. Yeah. You
Oh,
grab a
can
few packs of cigarettes.
can I look for firelighters or something
Fire
like that? Because
No,
if
there'll be
we work on the
lighters.
basis it's like a rural sort of shop thing, there might be like loads of posh people that make barbecues and stuff. So
Yeah.
there might be coals and firelighters and shit.
No, you find some lighters, but not.
I'll
firelighters.
take like a box of lighters.
Yeah.
How many cigarettes can I get?
Where are you trying to put them?
Okay.
The pocket.
You can grab a few packs and fill your pocket. You get some.
Sweet.
You might get a few pouches. But yeah, you get a couple of packs if you only throw them in your pockets. This alarm's still going. Beep, 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 beep.
I'm still trying to get the cover off and cut the wires.
Who is outside?
Me and Luke.
I'm outside.
Can you both give me perception checks?
Is that a good idea?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Luke, just for funsies.
4.
4.
That's good for him.
Luke is
That's an
again
improvement, yeah.
just looking around, not really understanding what the fuck's going on. It's an improvement, but you don't notice anything. With a natural 20. So you look.
And he can even hear the alarm.
He's just walking around. He's dancing to it. He's like, "Oh, this is natural." So you're outside. You're like, "Fuck, this is not good. We only have a bit of time." As you look back up the road, you see what you think is the start of that. Maybe a group coming back towards the ones that were this side, but a way off. And you're like, "Okay, we've got a bit of time. We could probably get them around there. It doesn't look too big." You then flick back, and you notice that behind the car, that horde is starting to come around the corner, and you're like, shit, we're not gonna make that. Like, it's gonna be tough to get back to the car and get out and get going because this is going on. with a natural 20, you definitely see on the second floor of that other building the window. Someone looking out the second floor window at you.
Guys, they're coming from both sides. One, I don't even know if we got enough time to get back to the car. They are moving at a pace now. I did happen to glance up at that big residential block there. There was someone up in one of those windows.
I wonder if they've got a shotgun.
It was
someone or something.
Oh no, the curtain was opened and closed. Like, I'm assuming they probably can open curtains, but
No,
I
these
can't
things
imagine.
ain't peeking through curtains, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, do we have time to try and get in there, or do we just have to run?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I mean, they're coming from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We need
Am I
to,
leaving this alarm blaring then?
I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to just go any direction that's not here.
Draw more of them if we can't turn this off.
Yeah, but how do you plan on turning it off?
Have I managed to claw this case off yet and get to the wires?
You would have pulled the box off, yes. You can see the wires up there.
I'm cutting all of the wires.
Okay, cool. So you're just hacking at the wires. As you pull the box off, the wires cut, the alarm is still going. This is the front box to turn off the alarm, but it's not the power system for it.
In that case, fuck the alarm. Yeah, what are we doing? I can't turn this shit off.
Right, we're either going to have to run down that road opposite us, or we're going to have to try and get in that building.
So, Matthew, you notice that the group, I'll just put them there for now, have made it up to the back of the car now as they're coming towards you. The ones that were further down still aren't close. They've got a way to get before they get there, but you can see that the car is now essentially almost being pounced upon.
They've made it to the car.
How many of this horde have come up to us on the car? Because it was a fairly large group before.
Yeah. It's as you're looking at it, it's not the full group. They're not moving in. They're like from where the horn was and the way that they moved. They're almost like strung out 2 by 2 as they're coming down the road. Some of them moving at faster pace than others. So it's not as large from what you're seeing, but they're definitely past the car. You're not got enough, unless you want to roll a perception check to have a proper look. At a quick glance, you can see there's 2 or 3 that are coming past the car now, but it's not like they're swarming over the car. You can just see there's 2 or 3 coming down at you.
It's probably not a good idea for me to do it.
I could do another perception check if you want. Try and get an idea.
It's to look. You know they're there. They're on the car, and you know these other.
Oh my god! I am loving this dice. Got another natural 20.
Motherfucking. I'll kill you if I want to kill you. So as you look back, you see, and you can see that it is a stream of 2 by 2 on that way behind the car, almost like they have been elongated out by where you pulled and honked, that they followed in a path. The ones at the front seem to be moving a little bit quicker, so you get the feeling like, okay, there's probably a group of 5 that are here, but then behind them they'd probably follow up. So if you were to fight, you would find that they'd come at you in waves. But they're all still going to come. The other side, you've got enough time. You think they're not going to hit the town before you go. And as you're like trying to go count and move up, as you look up, you see in front of you, one that the big building in front of you has an entrance because you're trying to look for a way out. You also notice there's a sign that points that this way is towards Horwood House.
If we make a dart for the road opposite, that goes towards the house. Do we just go for that? Try and hopefully meet Graves there?
We're not gonna get rid of this horde, and
no, but if we can get across quick enough, like they could still be attracted to the sound and not follow us.
The alarm might keep their attention.
But I meant about the car.
Oh,
the car's lost for now.
The car.
Yep.
We'll have to try and come back, maybe.
Like, we could try and take these on. They look like they've broke down into smaller groups, but we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision now.
Well, let's go for the house. There's no point trying to fight them because they will just get bogged down and the others will catch up.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, we dart across to the Other road then.
So you make your way towards here.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, and as you're doing, you see these guys are moving up. These are, as they're coming in, and you see it's just this long chain, and they seem to be coming towards the sound. Give me a group stealth check for you guys that are there. So everyone but Graves.
Oh. Hello.
16.
13.
12.
19.
Oh, okay.
I can't investigate, but I can
You can hide.
crouch.
Okay. So
I can
whilst they were
crouch.
getting close, as you've come out and you're
I
leaving
got
the sound,
seven.
what'd you get?
17.
Oh, 17. I thought, as long as you didn't get 1. Yeah, that's enough as a group pass. So you get yourself out, everyone goes together, and you just make your way and dart down. Matthew, as you look up, you see that window is closed off again. So whatever opened the window is now, the window is back to being closed, and you guys shoot down towards Horwood House, which is just the road labelled Horwood House. And I think that might be a good place to stop. So Graves, you would have been making your way, if you imagine it on the map, you're making your way now from the big group, you're making your way from the north down the road, the main pathway towards Horwood House, as Graves is making his way from the south into the woods. So I think what we can do, if we pause there, we can start next session with the full map of that situation.
Sounds good.
Forward now.
Full map. Someone tell Kinsey.
We'll start with a full map. Yeah, I think that works.
Full map of Forward House. Ooh.
Yeah, because I can then
Hedges, walls, and rooms.
go out. Well, yeah, if you get that far. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop, because if we go more, then it will just be edging towards that anyway, and I'd rather just have the whole thing there ready for you guys to go.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. How long before have asked for cameras on dice rolls? If I don't kill anyone, I thought you were going down. I honestly, Dave, on that one, I was like, you're gonna fucking die.
If you had